There we go. Welcome, everybody. Joe Quills here with you. It is Tuesday night, and time for another edition of the Joe Quills Show. And yeah, I did take the night off yesterday. So what? Uh, a lot went into it last night. So anyway, so we're here. Gonna have two shows this week, Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll have the also eligible show on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. as well. So lots of fun here. More thought-provoking, occasional silliness, all that fun stuff we have here on the Joe Quill Show. Coming up, the Hall of Fame votes. The Baseball Hall of Fame votes have been announced and who gets into the Hall of Fame. We'll get into that. A lot of football news. First of all, Indiana, the new national champions. Congrats to them. While we were away, Sean McDermott got fired. Had a couple of coaching hires. Do have well, actually, we had 3 hires. And the reason why I said a gut punch is because the Phillies did not get Bichette. I didn't think it was going to happen anyways, but the way that it happened, yeah, it did seem like a gut punch. But then on top of that, you have other things that were going on and everything. So, but hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everybody survived the divisional round playoffs. A lot of great games, which led to one coach getting fired. And, so much happening around all around the country with everything going on with all the different sports and stuff. But I do want to say one thing. One day, I'm going to get myself to Walmart, to Target, or somewhere I can get picture frames because I've been collecting these. Let me put it that way so you guys don't see my address. Not that it really matters. I have this thing where I don't even remember the name of the site, but let me see if I can find it here. Actually, it should be under purchases here because Google decided to update the let's see. Actually, it was from a couple of weeks ago, but I can't find it here. But anyway, there is a website that pops up every once in a while on my thing and in my email. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta order this. And Christ, was it that far back? There it is. Okay. So there's a site called Shop City Merch. And I know some people are saying, well, they don't sponsor your show. Why are you giving them publicity? Well, once I get these picture frames I can put on my walls, I don't know how I'm going to do it because when Mike gets a new PC, and we'll get into Mike in a second, I definitely want to frame these pictures and put them up on the wall. Now, I don't know how I'm going to put them on the wall in terms of, do I put a couple over here? Because I'm debating if the desk that's behind me will be a desk in the future that I stream off of, or maybe I stream over in the living room. I don't know, but I have like 7 or 8 of these now, and they're all Philly theme related. because I represent my city the best way that I can. And I was looking, I was like, you know what? This looks cool. So I got it today, and what was it, about 3 weeks ago? I got this. Now, what they do on Shop City merch is, and this just shows how cheap I can be, because I'm cheap for myself. I have no problem helping, paying good money for a gift for somebody, but it's all part of the whole thing where I believe it's you should do something because you want to do it, not because somebody told you to do it. Because the thing that I hate the most is when somebody just tells you, I expect this. You know, Probably why I'm single. But Shop City merch, they had, okay, I ordered it on January 7th, so it took about 10 days to get here. So whatever, holiday. So I have a few of these around, and they shoot an email every once in a while, and they're all Philly related because I'm in Philadelphia and I've created this little pattern of Philadelphia stuff that I've been purchasing. So this is the latest edition I have, and this will go on the wall somewhere. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if I had a 2-bedroom apartment, like if my second room was my streaming room, I would have them on the wall. But I really like the way this looks, um, and if I had more people watching, I'd say, can you guess what it would be related in terms of Philly? But I'm just going to share it with you. So um, this was, and they got some nice stuff on here. Now, granted, you could tell this is somewhat amateurish because um, the number doesn't match the name on the back and all that through Flyers history or whatever. But oh well, I just gave it away. So I got a Flyers Broad Street Bullies poster, and that's eventually going to go on my wall with the other pictures I have here. So that's what it looks like. And right over here, yeah, Bob Barber. Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting the name, first name. Bill Barber. Yeah, he wore number 7. He didn't wear number 16. And then on top of that, it looks like the sleeve is saying 17. Now, granted, in my case, it matters to me, but a lot of people would be like, cares? But that is something that came today, and Shop City merch has some good stuff there, and they have different cities. So if you're a fan of like New York teams or Boston teams or anything like that, Shop City merch is pretty damn good. So, but I probably shouldn't be giving them free publicity, but that's something that like for example, good people. I will always promote good people. So just some things that are worth mentioning there. So we had no show last night. Um, First, I texted Mike Sunday evening. So we were going back and forth with the games and stuff. And the one thing I said to Mike was, um, snow rules are in effect. And I told him because he travels all the way up here, and it's like from point A to point B. If you were just to draw a line from my apartment to his apartment, probably be about 15 miles. But the thing is, there aren't any roads that go exactly the way you draw a line on a map. You gotta go this way, then this way, then this way. Then you gotta go into this highway and stuff like that. So Mike said, "Oh, I'll see you next Monday." At least he didn't say see you next Tuesday. But so so last night I was sitting. Yesterday I was sitting here. I was like, you know what? Football's on. I really don't feel like streaming tonight because of the football game being on and all that, and it turned out to be a good game. And congrats to Indiana on winning. So I was like, you know what? We'll take the night off. So the one thing I would say is, if you follow me on social media, and if you're on my Twitch, which is my main streaming site, twitch.tv/Joe Quills, I just posted all my social media. So, um, so I will definitely post on my X account or Twitter account. I still call it Twitter if you don't like it. I got 2 words for you. Suck it. No, I mean, I will post, especially on there. If I remember to post on Facebook, I will. But X is the way, you know. And even though I don't post that much on X's, some people tell me otherwise. But I feel like, you know, when a lot of people over the last couple of years said, "Oh, I can't stay on X, or I can't stay on Facebook, or I can't stay here." Um, I've come to the conclusion that, as I have my TV a little too loud, I've come to the conclusion that social media is a necessary evil, and it's, you know, sometimes you draw people in, some people you draw, and it also draws in some eyes, clicks as well, with an announcement I'm going to make um, later on tonight. I mean, not a major thing, but something that came up yesterday that I was like, oh, cool. So, but Mike didn't want to come up here with the weather. I'm like, no problem, you know. And the thing is, you know, even if Mike was on the payroll and if I had a payroll, Mike would definitely be, I would definitely be like, no problem. It's probably why I'd be a bad boss, because, you know, you'd have people losing their 15th grandfather. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm sorry for your loss. Or my dog died, or my hamster died, you know, little stupid shit. Be like, if I had like somebody second in charge of my quote unquote business, they'd be like, well, I think he ran out of grandfathers about 12 grandfathers ago. Because some people are like, but I would definitely be hard on people if I had to be, but I'm not that tough of a person when it comes on certain things, because some things do work, do run on their own. Some businesses run on their own and all that, but something like this, if I felt like streaming last night, it's not that big of a deal. I could always fly solo. So, but, and then on top of that, we did have a little bit, we have a, we do have a gut punch potentially coming up this weekend, because there is a distinct possibility that we could be getting, and let me get it from our home office in San Diego, California, Mr. Ron Burgundy, where Forecasted for this weekend, anywhere from 1 inch to 2 feet of snow. Yep, we are getting snow this weekend. And the reason why I shared this, kudos to Eric Cohen for allowing me to steal this. The Uber driver to the stars. Yeah, 1 inch to 2 feet. That's basically it right now. Because truthfully, we're 5 days away from this storm hitting. And things can change so much. And the two main models that they have, you have the North American model, which is called something else, and you have the European model. The North American model is pushing it south of us, which means we won't get as much. The European model, which from what I've understand has been very accurate this winter, is saying we're going to get bombed with at least a foot of snow. So Mike may not be back here until April. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, that, I can fly solo. And thank God I'm not going to Florida this weekend for the Pegasus World Cup, because I left that option to AJ that, let's do it again, but we didn't do it. Because if we did that and covered it, probably be the same thing. And maybe this year, if Jessica Paquette went down there, that I can interview her and this time have it with sound because I'm a dope from last year. But you do have a ton of, you got a big storm coming. It's off the Pacific coast right now. It's in the ocean right now. It's just a matter of how everything sets up. And this is one of those classic setups that they're projecting where somebody's going to get dumped on and dumped on hard. It's just a matter, is it going to be Philadelphia or whatever? But the one thing I said was, and I said it on a couple of different things, I hope we get a lot of snow. I hope we don't get any snow, blah, 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 blah. Because everybody has their winter forecast in the beginning of November, because that's the thing to do every year now. And I said in a couple of different groups that just popped up on my screen, I said, we're probably going to get hit hard this winter for no reason other than we're due. And I think we're finally due for a big one this weekend. And the best part of the apartment life is watching it fall and knowing that you don't have to shovel that shit. So, but by the way, at the start of the zero quarter, it's no score. Okay, it's 33-29, 23-18, but all right, it's still messed up. But anyway, it's just goofy shit that I have here with the sports score bot. But so last night, Indiana did the equivalent of, I don't think there really is an equivalent in sports, is there? Probably the Rams winning the Super Bowl with Dick Vermeil in 2000, 1999 season, because that came out of nowhere. We could have said the 1993 Phillies if it wasn't for Mitch Williams. And if you have something along those lines, well, here's the major one: Leicester City in the English Premier League. Because it's usually 4 or 5 teams that always have a chance to win every year. But Leicester City was like 250,000 to 1 to win the championship at the beginning of the year. They just went right up to the top and won the whole thing. And now they're in the second level now because they got relegated. But and I'm sure there's other ones as well, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any. But Indiana, the losingest program in Division I football, did it. They won the national championship last night, 27-21. And Carson Beck, who hadn't gone to a class in 2 years, threw that interception. It's a video that he said to media leading up to the game. So, and I wonder if the NCAA is going to do something about that but also remember the college football playoff is not really associated with the NCAA. That's why you don't see the NCAA logos, but the college football playoff logos, whereas the 1AA, aka FCS, Division II, Division III, they all have the NCAA logos on there on the field. They don't have it with FBS. So, but congrats to Indiana, 16-0, the first team since Yale in 1894 to go 16-0 in a season. But also, football was so much different back then. So it's like, so what? But you got a lot of guys that that came in through the transfer portal with Curt Cignetti, and thankfully, Curt Cignetti did smile a little bit after the game. So, and Mike says it looks like the Big Ten is the new king of the hill. Agreed. They had all kinds of, they were blowing teams out left and right. They got a little lucky as well. They beat Oregon that first time in a close game. They barely hung on against Penn State, but sometimes you need that scare to get you back on track. And they did get a scare from Miami last night, playing well, you could say it was a road game geographically because you were playing in Miami's home stadium. Well, off campus, but still home stadium because that's where they play all their games. But you had a road game geographically, but you had 70% of the crowd at least was fans from Indiana going down to Miami. And why not? Because it's really fucking cold here in the eastern half of the country. But ouch. They also showed the Patriots how to complete an undefeated season. And I have more drops that are going to be added this week, or by the very latest next week, because the computer that Mike sits at, I found a bunch of drops I can use. But I don't have the Jerry Jones glory hole one. I do have Bill O'Reilly on there. I got some Jerry Maguire. I got some Jack Nicholson. A little bit of everything. I have Christian Bale. I even got some Barack Obama. So I'm also going to be adding a few more because, But so, and Mendoza showed why he was the Heisman Trophy winner, because if you saw that play of, a couple of fourth down plays where the one play I'm saying to take the point, just take the point, or the fourth down play around midfield, late middle of the fourth quarter, I was like, just pin them back. And what do you know? They go for it to get the first down. They go for it again, and Mendoza jumps, leaps into the end zone, gets hit by about 3 different guys while he's in the air and still gets in. But you just saw it was Indiana's year this year. So Indiana finishes up 16-0. And the Big Ten now has won 3 years in a row. And, but will the NCAA strip Michigan of their card? Anyway, so I think they're done with that investigation. But so congrats to them. Mendoza goes out a winner. But We will not have. It was a John Elway-ish run, but he didn't helicopter. That's the only thing he didn't do. The only thing he didn't do was helicopter. I know exactly what player you're talking about. You're talking about the first Super Bowl he won, where he got hit. He went, woo. But it appears the Mendoza era is over in Indiana, because if you remember from the Rose Bowl, uh, Fernando Mendoza's brother Alberto was the backup. Well, he entered into the transfer portal today. Now, some of you will say, why? Well, he has 3 years remaining on his contract, on his eligibility, allegedly, because we know Carson Beck got 6 years and probably is praying for a couple more so he can bang that porn star. But anyway, so the redshirt freshman who was from Miami um, did put himself in the portal today. Um, Now, this move was expected because the Hoosiers signed TCU transfer quarterback Josh Hoover, ESPN's number 6 ranked transfer quarterback, earlier this month. So yeah, you want to, obviously you want to be where your brother is, but your brother's going to the NFL, obviously, because his 4 years are up, and you want to make your own legacy, obviously. Um, so Mendoza should have an opportunity to start elsewhere in 2026. Now, it does say here, with ACC programs, Georgia Tech, Duke, and Stanford still searching for quarterbacks. I believe he did commit to Georgia Tech, but don't quote me on that. I think he did. Um, but, and I just realized because I just closed Facebook. I was planning on opening up with the Hall of Fame books. We'll do that next. Um, so, um, So Josh Hoover started 31 games with the TCU Horned Frogs. He's passed more than 9,600 yards in his career. Um, Now, Indiana and Miami players have until the 24th. So next month, actually, they got till Saturday, so they get a 5-day window. To enter their names in the transfer portal now that their season is concluded, with the Hoosiers winning 27-21 last night. So, but, I mean, you get a quarterback that transfers in, obviously you want a chance to play and you don't want to sit. So, I mean, unfortunately, that's the thing with the transfer portal that turns many of us off, is because of the fact that, oh, I don't like it here, I'm going to Georgia Tech, or, oh, Georgia Tech changed their offense on me, I'm going here and I'm going here. The thing is, you can play, and this is the problem that we have right now with everything being the Wild Wild West and FBS. You can essentially play for 4 schools in 4 years, or 5 and 5, if you're a junior college or however that will work out. But it's really um, weird stuff that a lot of weird stuff that's been going on here. So also, um, there was a post I saw here and I didn't save it. Carson Beck did not say did not shake hands with Fernando Mendoza. Now, Personally, I mean, should he? Yes. But part of me also says, well, with all the craziness that's probably going on, I could see him not shaking hands, but do you make the attempt? Yeah. So it was a little bit of bad juju there. So, but I just think, you do have to make the attempt. And the way that it looks, no attempt was made. Now I also saw today that one of the Miami players threw a punch at one of the Hoosier players after the game. And this will probably get this video kicked off of YouTube, but whatever. But here we see Mark Fletcher Jr., who's the Miami player.
Apparently, I'm going to see it. Perhaps you at home have seen it afterwards. That's Mark Fletcher who swung at an Indiana player, which obviously is Tyreek Tucker, and couldn't possibly know what was said.
And I think that was Scott Van Pelt. He did say you don't know what was said. Now, let me just check one thing here, because I think I saw today that they okay, so Fox News says that there was details that emerged here. The director of recruiting, Mike Rumpf, director of recruiting for Miami, alleged in a comment on Instagram that Tucker made a comment about Mark Fletcher Jr.'s deceased father after the national championship game on Monday night, nearly sparking a brawl between the two players. So if this allegation is true, then even though, things happen, now Tucker claims it was a cheap, it was a sucker punch, a cheap punch. And he said he's salty, Fletcher being salty that there was an L. They took an L that last night. So Tucker claims that he wanted to congratulate Fletcher on his 2-touchdown performance before things went awry, according to the Herald Times. He said that he didn't say anything to him, but Fletcher hasn't said anything about the incident. So, but that may have been the reason why, but we don't know. So, but we're back into the off season now, and get a couple of days of Indiana and Miami players portaling out of Miami and Indiana. I mean, I could see portaling out of Indiana in terms of the weather, but not for football. But Miami, who would want to leave Miami other than, if your eligibility's up? But that's just me. But one thing I planned on starting with, but I did not because I goofed up. And that is the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame announced their inductees tonight. And we had two. Carlos Beltran got in on his fourth year of eligibility, being named on 84.2% of the ballots. Andrew Jones was named on 78.4% of the ballots. Now, you need 75% to get in. Finishing third in the balloting but did not get in. With 59.1% of the vote is Chase Utley. And the way that he's skyrocketed up over the last couple of years, because I think it was around 23% in the first year, somewhere in that range. So he is in. I mean, he's on the outside looking in, but he looks like he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and eventually the Phillies will retire his 26. So Beltran gets in. And if you remember, he was supposed to take over the Mets managerial role a couple years ago, but because he was in that Astros sign stealing scandal, he lost the job. But he gets in there. Carlos Beltran becomes the 5th player born in Puerto Rico to be elected to the Hall, including Edgar Martinez, who was born in New York but grew up and attended high school on the island. But I don't know if this is a good sign for Altuve, Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Carlos Correa, and George Springer, all of whom were part of that 2017 team that won the World Series. So Andruw Jones ends up being the first player born in Curacao to be inducted. He's one of 6 outfielders to win 10 or more Gold Gloves. He hit .254 with 434 homers during his 17 seasons. We all remember him from bursting onto the scene in 2006 when, at the age of 19, he homered twice in Game 1 of the 96 series for the Braves against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Now, he got in on his second to last year of eligibility, so it was year 9. And even if you're like, for example, I don't know who were the first timers in here because it doesn't say, but if you're one of these first timers that got more than 5% and get put back on the ballot for next year, Andruw Jones was 7.3% in his first season of eligibility for a Hall of Fame. So, but sometimes it's all about getting the, getting a good year. And I think this is a good year because none of these names really struck me as Hall of Fame worthy. Some people will argue Alex Rodriguez, some will say Manny Ramirez, but they were caught with PEDs, and it's like, but like, we're over that era of players who allegedly took but were never punished because the rules weren't in play. But a lot of what you see here, you're going to start seeing people who get on the ballot who did get popped, or some of the people made accusations on. But either way, Beltran and Jones got in, and I just question: is the Baseball Hall of Fame going to have a separate plaque for Carlos Beltran's mole? But because he's got a massive mole on his face, on the side of his face there. But I digress. But so those two are in the Hall of Fame. I don't even know who's up next year. Okay, so Baseball Reference has a potential ballot here. And I'm just looking here at the first timers here. Now, mind you, just to let you guys know, you need to have 10 years in Major League Baseball to be eligible for the Hall of Fame. So you need to have 10 years. I'm just looking over some of the names here. Buster Posey, I would consider voting for him. Todd Frazier, no. Jake Arrieta, first timer, I would say no. He may be one of those guys that never tested positive or was never popped, but you wonder how he just mysteriously blossomed into a top pitcher for a couple of years. Baseball Reference has Jay Happ on here. No. Trevor Bauer, I don't know if he would actually be eligible because he's still playing overseas, either in Japan or Mexico. He's alternated between the two over the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah, so there really isn't. Now, this is an unofficial list according to Baseball Reference, and I could be missing somebody that they're missing, but it looks like a weak ballot. And who knows? Maybe we're making a trip up to Cooperstown for Chase Utley, a.k.a. the man. Even though Out of the Park Baseball calls him the Silver Fox, Harry Callis called Chase Utley the man. And that's probably a name that that's probably one thing I need to add to the sound drops and stuff. But Beltran and Jones are both in. Chase Utley may get in next year. And, he can tell everybody how much he hates New York Mets fans. Or the New York Mets in general, not the fans. Well, New York in general, but, the fans especially. Or the team, I mean. The New York Mets, I mean. But anyway, so since I did not have a show last night, because I wanted to watch football and stuff like that, we had a bunch of updates here in the NFL. And the biggest news, which, if you think about it in some regards, is a bit of a surprise, but some ways isn't, because I said, sometimes you just need to hear a different voice in the locker room, which I was watching somebody stream last night, and I basically said, maybe they just need to have someone else, because sometimes, like, for example, let's look at the Phillies. Danny Ozark was only getting you so far. Dallas Green comes in, but also you bring in Pete Rose in 79, combination of a couple of different things. You got yourself a World Series trophy. Now, I'm not saying that Buffalo's going to win a Super Bowl, but they fired Sean McDermott on Monday. Kind of a surprise, kind of not. I mean, that was one of those moves where if you would have told me they would fire him, I would not have been surprised. But if they kept him for one more year, I wouldn't be surprised either. So, but when you're constantly in the playoffs and you're just not getting to that end goal of making it to a Super Bowl, winning a Super Bowl, and in Buffalo's case, other than always meeting up with Kansas City, they were always losing in the divisional round. And the one thing that I said that, like, for example, Charlie Manuel, And it's kind of happening with Rob Thompson as well, even though Rob Thompson did get the Phillies to the division series through a bye the last 2 years. You do have a regression in terms of playoff results. But Charlie Manuel went from World Series to losing the World Series, losing the League Championship Series, losing the Division Series to not making the playoffs. The Phillies now, kind of the same thing. In Buffalo's case, they just hit this wall that they cannot get around or over in the divisional playoffs. So McDermott got fired after another season had failed to end in a Super Bowl appearance. Now, the one thing that really sucks for Buffalo is if we consider the coaches that got fired even during the season, let's say, even though they could probably informally talk to other teams, and it may not be the case. I may be wrong. So be it. I always feel like I feel like Buffalo's 2 weeks behind everybody because a lot of these coaches have interviewed. And by the way, I did have breaking news tonight. Now, one coach that will not be interviewing with Buffalo, and he will not be interviewing with the Eagles. This is from Diana Rossini from The Athletic. The Chargers have informed some of their candidates for the offensive coordinator job that they're moving forward with Mike McDaniel. So he's going to be with the Chargers as the offensive coordinator. And, good move for them. Probably means right now, even though does Buffalo swoop in and try to get Brian Daboll as the head coach? Maybe. But gut feeling is the Eagles are going to try to get Brian Daboll, who did interview for the OC job. And the reason why I say that is because he has a connection with Nick Sirianni. He has a connection with Jalen Hurts. But the Bills could say, well, you were the OC here, so you know what it's like here. Well, what do you think about? And it may be. And also, with a coach that that agreed to a deal today, maybe you need a year away from that top level before you go back to that level as a head coach. Sometimes you got to take that step back before you move forward. Not everybody is Andy Reid, where you get fired after 14 years in Philly, and then you're hired as the Chiefs head coach a week later. But owner Terry Pegula said Sean has done an admirable job of leading our football team the past 9 seasons, but I feel we are in need of a new structure within our leadership to give this organization the best opportunity to take our team to the next level. We owe that to our players and to Bills Mafia. Okay, yeah, you're looking for a new voice in the locker room. Sometimes you have to do that, even if it's something you don't really want to do, and it's just you have to do it. Sometimes you just have to do something you don't want to do. As we all know, the Bills lost 33-30 in overtime. It's the 4th time in 5 seasons the Bills exited in the divisional round. Like I said, you get to a certain point, you just can't get past it. What's insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But then again, they did. I mean, in terms of gameplay this year, it was a little bit different because, it was Josh Allen carrying the team as opposed to, because he didn't really have the wide receivers to give him the weapons to score as many points as they would have hoped. So McDermott leads with a 98-50 record, 8-8 in the postseason, including two AFC Championship losses to the Chiefs in 2020 and 2024. Pagul also said, Sean helped change the mindset of this organization and was instrumental in the Bills becoming a perennial playoff team. Remember, the Bills had not been in the playoffs for 17 years, I think it was, before he got them in there. I'm sorry, it was an 18-year playoff drought that ended in 2017. So they went from also-rans to a team that contended for divisions, for playoff spots, for a chance to play in the Super Bowl, but they just could not get there. But now McDermott issued his own statement to NFL Network yesterday, and McDermott said, "For nearly a decade, I've had the opportunity to wake up every morning as the head coach of Buffalo Bills, which has truly been a gift. I'm proud and humbled to work alongside amazing staff and players as we shared life together and poured out our hearts and souls into both winning football games and making a positive impact into our community." So, he has nothing bad to say, at least not what he said. But now, according to Adam Schefter, McDermott could emerge as a head coaching candidate for other NFL teams that now have an opening. But even though he has a chance to get in there and do his thing, he is 2 weeks behind everybody else when it comes to any jobs. Because we're going to talk about Miami's job getting filled, Tennessee's job getting filled. And by the way, I like that move. But you still have Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Las Vegas, Arizona, and Cleveland. Maybe Pittsburgh? I really haven't heard anything about Pittsburgh's job, but I haven't really, even though I showed you that great site with the NFL Network where they said, oh, well, here's who they interviewed, who they plan on interviewing, stuff like that. I admit I haven't looked at it over the last few days, so I don't know what's going on there. So, but so kind of interesting wild card here where those teams that have a head coach, that don't have a head coach yet, all of a sudden it's like, wait, time out, we got to interview him. Because I think he's worth an interview if he wants to coach right away, if he wants to go back into the deep end of the pool. So, and also Josh Allen will have a new coach for the first time in his career. He's going into his 9th season. He spent 8 years with McDermott. So the post-game locker room and news conference following Saturday's loss was more of an emotional one than after the team's other recent exits, with Allen tearing up at the podium. McDermott pronounced he was defending both Buffalo and the entire organization after a lengthy answer about a controversial call. Now, that controversial call, and we can discuss this as well, they were saying, well, how can you call interception on the Buffalo play, but on the other play, you called Davante Adams down? Well, in the Buffalo game, in my opinion, and if I'm wrong, so be it. This is why I'm glad I'm not a referee or anything to do with officiating. I thought there was dual possession, and also there's an element of surviving the ground. And I thought the play, to me, at the very least, was the same as if he leaped on his own, caught the ball, and then lost it when he landed onto the turf. That's what I thought. Now, if you guys feel otherwise, that's fine. I'm not going to argue either way. I did not have a horse in the fight. My horse lost the week prior in the Eagles. But I'm not going to argue if it should have stayed, if it should have been a catch or should have stayed as an interception, because I feel like if it was ruled a catch and not an interception, because I think there was instant replay involved, or at least they reviewed it because it was a turnover. I think no matter what the decision was, I think that the decision would have stood either way. I mean, this isn't one of those decisions where we messed up. I just think either way, that would not have been reversed. No matter who was, whether it was considered a catch for a reception for a big game, which obviously Buffalo fans are going to be pissed because guess what? You have a chance to kick a field goal, knock out the number one seed, and get to the conference championship. Where all of a sudden now, and I said it on Saturday evening after the game, or did they play Sunday? They played on Sunday. That's right. So, no, it was Saturday. Because the Patriots passed. Okay. So I said on Saturday night, congratulations to the New England Patriots on being the first team to lose 6 Super Bowls. Because Bo Nix broke a bone in his ankle. He's done for the year. Jared Stidham comes in having to play. And the Broncos signed Ben DiNucci, but the Patriots are like a 5.5, 6-point favorite the last I saw. I don't know what it is right now, but Patriots. I mean, this may be one of those games where, and Nick Foles kind of was trolling New England. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, they do not do well in the postseason against backup quarterbacks. But I do want to share one thing here. And this is from Benchwarmer Brand. So just to give you an idea of his take on everything with the Bo Nix situation. There we go. Just for shits and giggles and all that stuff.
Okay, does anyone want to explain to me what could possibly be so urgent that a bunch of random old quarterbacks just absolutely had to meet with me immediately after our game ended?
Bo Nix looked pretty good out there, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Almost too good. What is your point? You need to start Jarrett Stidham. Are you out of your mind? Also, didn't you get stabbed? Not the point. Stay on topic. The Patriots are back, Sean. We have it on good authority that they're going to beat the Texans and move on to the AFC Championship game. Okay, great. Then they'll have to come to Denver and face a great team and a great quarterback. You're not understanding. The Patriots only lose to 2 types of quarterbacks in the playoffs. Mediocre ones or Manning. That's why I was the ultimate kryptonite. I'm both. We're telling you, Bo has gotten too good. If our assumption is correct and the Patriots dynasty is truly back just with new vessels, your only hope is to start a quarterback that has no business being there. Can confirm. You guys might have a point. What am I supposed to do? You just got done talking to the media, right? Yeah, so go back out there and tell him Bo got hurt. But he didn't look hurt at any point in the game. They'll never buy it. Sure they will. Just pick any play where he got tackled, say it happened there, and that he didn't feel it at first because of the adrenaline. Works every time. Okay, there's still one problem. How do you expect me to get Bo to agree to this? We'll talk to him. He'll understand it's for the greater good. All you need to do is get out there and tell those people that Jarrett Stidham is starting in the AFC Championship game. Okay. This better work. Trust us. This is the right call. Jarrett, you ready? I have never been less ready for anything in my entire life. He's perfect. Okay, just...
So that's the situation Denver's in right now. And Benchwarmer Brand, he's makes some great content there. So that's the situation with Denver. And also, kudos to Minty Betts, who's associated with FanDuel. I'm not sure if she was the one that came up with this, but both matchups are Mike versus Sean. Yeah, Mike Vrabel and Sean Payton in the AFC Championship game, and you have Mike McDonald and Sean McVay in the NFC Championship game. So we could have 2 Mikes going at it. We could have 2 Seans going at it in the Super Bowl, or we could have another Mike versus Sean. So just some goofy stuff. And by the way, the streak for Sean McVay is over. He will face a repeat opponent for the first time in his playoff career. What do I mean? In his previous 15 matchups in the playoffs, he faced 15 different opponents. 13 of the 15 potential other teams in the NFC. And he played the Patriots. And he played Cincinnati in the Super Bowl. He faced Seattle in 2020. So he gets to face Seattle this weekend for the right to go to the Super Bowl in San Francisco. And how would you like to be the San Francisco 49ers right now? Now, not only are they saying that this electrical hub near the stadium is causing all the Niners players to get injured or some goofy shit, but also remember when the stadium was first built, they also had an issue with the turf in the first year. So I was like, do we really want to have Super Bowl 50 here? A lot of stuff there going on with that, but we do have Super Bowl 60 in 2.5 weeks in Santa Clara. But other jobs that were agreed to, hired, whatever word you want to use. John Harbaugh met the New York media. He met the New York media earlier today, I believe. So he's the 21st head coach of the Giants. He comes in with a stronger pedigree and more powerful than most, if not all, of his predecessors. He spent 18 seasons with the Ravens, as we know. Now, he signed a 5-year deal with the Giants that multiple league sources told ESPN is in the vicinity of $100 million. Maybe we need a salary cap on the coaches too. Because, oh, by the way, if you're a great coach, you may be making 23, 25. I mean, if Harbaugh's making 20, if Andy Reid re-ups his contract if he wants to coach, does he get 25? But also, a key thing here, Harbaugh will directly report the ownership than to General Manager Joe Shane. The Giants have traditionally had their coach report to the general manager, who would then report to ownership. Here, they're both going to. So right now, they're going to work collaboratively and cooperatively. I'm guessing Joe Shane's out the door after this year. I don't know how he still has a job after even the Hard Knocks preseason a couple of years ago. But Harbaugh's expected to have a stronger voice given his track record of success. Harbaugh said, to me, it's not important in the big picture, in the big scheme of things. I think it's overblown in terms of how it works. But the main thing is it works and we work together. That's kind of what I was used to, and it felt like a good way to start off. I think we're all good to work together. So I guess he worked hand in hand with the general manager in Baltimore. So I guess what I'm getting that here. And he said that we all report to the boss and the boss's ownership. Yeah, rightfully so. They're giving you that money. So Chris Mara, who is the son of John Mara, taking over the Mara side of the Mara-Tisch family ownership. Chris has taken a more proactive role in hiring Harbaugh. Chris Mara said, I know that's a big deal around here, final say. Harbaugh doesn't have final say. It's collaborative. He's first to admit that. If he has final say with everything in the building, he wouldn't be able to do his job. Yeah. I mean, I think we've gotten away from, for the most part, the coaches that make all the decisions. Now, I think somebody like Harbaugh, he deserves an opportunity, at the very least, to have a say in the matter. Or so you would think. And maybe he's saying, well, as long as we're 50-50, I'm okay with it. But, So, and also Shane played a significant role in the recruitment of Harbaugh. Both sides said they talked multiple times and respected each other's knowledge of football. Shane also said, I've been in the league for 26 years, so everywhere I've been, the head coach and general manager work together, which is what you want. You don't want a situation like Chip Kelly and Howie Roseman, where Howie Roseman was playing with his pencils and his dick for 3 years. So Harbaugh plans to build a new culture from day one that begins with finding the right players. Harbaugh said the number one thing we have to do is have guys that love football. You just have to. And he also saw his mentor Andy Reid use as a foundation off of his success in Philadelphia. Harbaugh talked to Reid about changing places, and Reid basically said change is good. So sometimes you need to change the scenery. Sometimes you need a new voice in the locker room, that sort of thing. So he's getting the Jets job. Now, this came down late last night, I believe. The Tennessee Titans are hiring Robert Saleh as the next head coach, and I think that's a good move. I just think Saleh got, he was like, yeah, I'll take the Jets job, and it's just that they really didn't do much. Now, he's in another shit situation with Tennessee, but maybe they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, whereas the light at the end of the tunnel in New York for the Jets is just this train that's just sitting there waiting to run you over. But so Saleh's getting a 5-year contract from the Titans. He spent Monday with the Titans, and the sides impress each other enough to move forward together. So in Tennessee, he also had an in-person interview with Matt Nagy on Monday. Thought I saw something that Eric Bieniemy was possibly going back to Kansas City as an OC, because that was Matt Nagy's position. Because I think Matt Nagy was probably the guy for Tennessee until Saleh and the 49ers lost. But, truthfully, if you're raising red flags because Seattle beat San Francisco 41-6 on Saturday night, I wouldn't. Saleh can't control the players that got hurt or how they got hurt or anything like that. It's just that he's got to coach his guys up for the next man up mentality, and it just didn't work. They were too beat up. So Saleh's going to be the 20th head coach in the Oilers/Titans history, the 7th since the team moved to Nashville in 1997. He takes over a team that fired Brian Callahan midseason. Titans finished 3-14, but has a young quarterback in Cam Ward, the number 1 pick. So Titans originally planned a virtual interview, which got expedited for an in-person meeting on Monday. Saleh's visit wowed general manager Mike Berganzi and the group enough to sway the decision in his favor. And one thing that Saleh said, and the thing is, sometimes you have to learn from your mistakes. And I think Saleh is probably the guy who learned from his mistakes there, because he was actually, I think it was with Green Bay after he got fired by the Jets for the end of that season. He was doing like behind the scenes stuff. But he ended up back in San Francisco. But he said that he learned in New York. One among the lessons he learned was to be better connect with the whole roster, which is what he worked on during his second stint with the 49ers, despite being the DC. So that coincides with some of the traits that Berganzi had said he wanted in the next coach. Berganzi said that, the coach ultimately has to connect to everybody in the building. You have to have that balance of being demanding, connecting people in the building, and just bringing people together. Now, the first order for Saleh is to find an OC and a quarterbacks coach that can help Ward develop into their franchise quarterback. Just a matter of what they do there. It's just that, but I like Saleh as a coach. He was the guy that I wanted the Eagles to get when they ended up getting Nick Sirianni. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, only because the Eagles did win a Super Bowl with Sirianni, but it is what it is. So, the Dolphins have a new head coach as well. They agreed to a deal with Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Now, the one thing is, the new general manager, John Eric Sullivan, him and Hafley overlapped the past 2 seasons in Green Bay, so he knows what he's like. So, so Stephen Ross said in the statement, "I believe great things are ahead for the Miami Dolphins with Jeff Hafley leading the way." Hafley also got a 5-year contract. Hafley interviewed with the Dolphins for a second time on Monday. I mentioned the overlap. So Hafley spent 2 seasons as defensive coordinator, during which Green Bay ranked 9th in yards and yards allowed per game, 6th in yards per play, and 8th in points allowed per game. Micah Parsons congratulated Hafley in a post saying, "Genuinely happy for Haf, great guy, great person, going to miss his energy." Now, if you want to win, like every once in a while I tell you, if you want to win a beer from somebody or your drink of choice or whatever you put on for steaks, STAKES, by the way. The longest drought in the NFL The longest drought without winning a playoff game right now is the Miami Dolphins. They have not won a playoff game in 25 seasons. Miami last won a playoff game on December 30th, 2000 against the Indianapolis Colts when Hafley was a senior at Siena College. So it's been a long time. So long that your head coach was still in college. Kind of like what David Akers said to Dallas Cowboy fans when he was presenting the Eagles pick in Dallas. You know, he was trolling them because they trolled us the year before. He trolled them saying, it's been so long since you won a championship that these draft picks haven't been born. These fans could, somebody from Buffalo or New England could troll Miami and Pittsburgh where the draft is this year. So, but he was a head coach in college at BC, Boston College, where he won 22 and 26 in 4 years. But here's another interesting fact. Hafley is the 8th straight coach hired by the Dolphins that had no previous NFL head coaching experience. The last coach they hired with NFL experience was Dave Wannstedt in 2000. I would have thought that maybe they would go, but the Packer bond is strong there, and that's why they went there with that. So that's the news right now at the NFL. So I just want to pull one thing up here. And the next thing I want to do is mute the tab because every once in a while I forget I have this site up. And the next thing you know, I get an alert and it scares the living shit out of me. But before I do, I just want to let you know, Also Eligible will be live this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It will be on most of these same channels. I think all the same channels, actually. We will be looking at Gulfstream Park. It is Pegasus World Cup weekend, and thankfully I am not going anywhere because we're supposed to get anywhere from 1 inch to 2 feet of snow, according to Ron Burgundy. But seriously, we're supposed to get a major storm, and is there anything a better place to get stuck in than South Florida, where it's nice and warm? But yeah, so like last year, I made sure I got the first flight out so I can be home in time for the Eagles game. This one, I would have been stuck watching it at the airport or a hotel or Gulfstream Park, whatever. But we're going to be looking at Gulfstream Park this weekend. We're going to look at the 3 Pegasus World Cup races and anything else that comes up. So that will be coming up this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And hopefully I will be awake by then because, over the last month, I've been waking up later and later. But so I do want to share one thing here. And, and I don't want to say that, some of the things that, some people have been saying or whatever, but, it is what it is. So, I want to show you something on the Bleacher Brothers site here. Now, mind you, you have your typical front page shit. You got the bet 5, get 300 if your first bet wins, that sort of thing. You have everything there. So I want to show you something very interesting and shows that I am being promoted a little bit. If you go to the horse racing stuff, I have my own section on there for horse racing. I have the Quills Pick Winner stuff. You know, you can go, and also have the additional stuff that we have on there. So additional things that you have here. I have my own category here, and I even have my own subcategory where I can just go right down the list, even though I don't know how far AJ went with this because he was doing work on the site over the last few weeks. So you can probably go all the way back into history and catch every horse article I wrote. But wait, there's more. If you go over to the Joe Quill Show, you can watch previous episodes on YouTube, or if you click on YouTube or that watch on YouTube thing, you can watch the show live on YouTube. Now, granted, I would prefer you watch it on Twitch. By the way, somebody unfollowed me on Twitch tonight. So to them, I say, your loss, not mine. So you have all that. And you get all this stuff here as well. You can watch old episodes, get the QPW. So I'm getting more clicks now, even more clicks, because guess what? And I have to get in contact with Frank the Bank. He just texted me right now. So, you know, all this, I mean, I have my, I may be the only person right now that has their own section on here, which is cool. You have the also eligible stuff. You have my Joe Quill Show stuff. You have the Quills Pick Winners articles. So I'm taking up a lot of space here on this website right now. So little things I can get on there. So so that was a discussion I had with AJ last night. So so you know, that's something new, something that popped up over the last couple of days. And you know, I have my own SEO thing, my own hashtag, my own everything there. So, but I mentioned earlier today that the Mid-Atlantic is going to be getting a sucker punch from Mother Nature this weekend. Well, apparently the Phillies got a sucker punch as well, according to Dave Dombrowski, because while I was away, the Phillies were apparently this close to signing Bichette, 7 years, $200 million, I think it was. Now, Dave Dombrowski does refute some of this, but you know, take it for what it's worth. Bichette signed a 3-year deal with the Mets for, I think, what was it? 3 years, $126 million, which, according to this article, left the Phillies reeling. Philadelphia believed Bichette was on the brink of joining a potent lineup that already included Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, and Trey Turner. Now, the one thing I would say, and I'm just looking at this a little bit differently than others. It seems like, especially right now, the new trend, because we had this period that ended with Juan Soto last year, where if free agents were at a certain age, like that mid to late 20s, because they got into Major League Baseball a little earlier than others, they would go for 10, 12, 15-year contract because they wanted to make sure that they weren't going to move from another city. Now, the trend that has been popping up over the last couple of years and is starting to take over, and part of this may even be because of the fact, oh, by the way, the collective bargaining agreement is over on December 1st. So we probably will have the players locked out as opposed to players going on strike. At least that's what I think. Unless there's some miracle between now and December 1st. It seems like players are getting opt-outs now. And maybe it was because of Shohei Ohtani getting that 10-year deal. But, I think what people don't realize, even what some of the players don't realize, is Shohei is essentially getting paid for 2 roles as opposed to 1. Whereas Juan Soto got what, 50 to 55 million a year, something like that. Kyle Tucker was 3 for 160, I believe. I think that included an opt-out. Bichette got opt-outs after the first and second year. So you can, according to what Bichette got, he got 3 years, 126. And I believe it's 47 for year 1. So he could say, well, guess what? I want more money than what I'm going to get in year 2, and I'm still young enough. I'm going to opt out again, despite this labor uncertainty, because we may have a salary cap, and how that will work, we'll find out eventually. So, we're seeing this different psychology when it comes to signing with these deals. Now, I don't know if the Phillies are old school. I don't know if it's Dave Dombrowski, combination thereof. Well, the Phillies did give some opt-outs, for example. Like, for example, I know Mike will remember this. Jake Arrieta, for example, he had a 3-year deal with the Phillies. And, of course, Arrieta had maybe half of a good season with the Phillies out of 3 years. Well, that 3rd year, he opted into the deal because he had the option. He had control of the option. He said, yeah, I'm coming back next year. Screw you. So Dave Dombrowski said, I think it was today, it's a gut punch. You feel it. That day you are very upset. I guess it's the way you say it. You have to pick yourself up and shake it off. You can't just wallow in what took place. So the numbers that I heard was that it was 7 for 200. So you would have financial security. You would also have, even if you don't get a no trade deal, a no trade clause, that the Mets gave him, One thing that some people don't realize is once you get 10 years in the major leagues and you spend at least the last 5 years with that club, you automatically have no trade rights. So if you're like, for example, JT Realmuto, who re-signed with the Phillies, he doesn't need a no trade clause because guess what? He already has that right with collective bargaining. And we'll get to JT in a moment. So the Phillies had a productive meeting with Bichette last week and were expected to prepare a long-term deal only for the infielder to head to New York. Now, rumors is that it was 7 for $200. At least that's what I saw. Dombrowski said, I can't say that we were ever thought it was done. There's a difference. We thought we were very close to having a deal done. We thought it was going to happen, but it wasn't done. So Dombrowski said the Phillies and Bichette never signed a letter of agreement that would have locked the infielder into a deal. Think of it as a memorandum of understanding when you go into collective bargaining. And trust me, being in my old job for 26 years, you understand what MOUs are, and also with the labor class I had at Drexel. So Dombrowski declined to say whether the Phillies had an oral agreement with Bichette and his agency, Vayner Baseball. Now, here's the thing. If you go to court and you say you have a verbal agreement, more times than not, it's not as ironclad as something in writing. If something is in writing and can be submitted in a court of law, the written agreement is what wins in court. You can say you have a verbal agreement, because guess what? You can lie and say, I never had one. So Dombrowski said, we were at the numbers in terms of the deal. They really asked us to match. We were still going through some nuances. But the thing is with the Phillies, at least with Dombrowski, well, actually, let's go to the deal with Bichette first. The Mets jumped in with a short-term offer, which has opt-outs, that appealed more to Bichette. Yeah, because he wants to test the market again next year, probably. Especially when the Mets go 81-81. Because their pitching is garbage. So he can opt out of the deal after the first or second season and become a free agent again. He would receive $47 million for 1 year and $89 million for 2 years. Now, there's no deferred money in this deal, so it isn't an LA Dodgers type contract. He gets a full no trade provision. So he's not at 10 years. So if he wants a no trade, he has to negotiate it with, or at least his agent does. The Phillies traditionally do not offer opt-outs in their contracts, at least not under Dave Dombrowski's reign here. Harper does not have one in his 13-year, $330 million deal, nor Turner in his $11 $300 million contract. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he came in 2021. Okay, so when did Trey Turner come to the Phillies? 22? He came to the Phillies in 2023. Okay. So, Penguin, how are you, man? Long time no see. So Harper did not fall into a Dave Dombrowski type contract. Trey Turner did. But the whole psychology back then, if you were young enough, like Trey Turner was, like Bryce Harper was, you want to play the rest of your career in one city. And basically a no trade clause basically just means tell me where you may be trading me before I say, yeah, I'll go, or no, I won't go. That's all it is. Now, some players take it seriously and say, get the fuck out of here. Well, you got a horseshit third baseman in Nolan Arenado. Well, let me rephrase that. You got a third baseman in the twilight of his career. Let's just say that. But he has the glove. He doesn't have the bat anymore. But so Dombrowski's not a believer in the provision of opt-outs. He doesn't necessarily think the organization would have to change its stance to entice future free agents. Great to have you here, man. You know, we need to get some of the gang back together. And we have Bleacher Brothers action, yo. Harper no longer elite. Turner was never elite. Well, we're not talking about the elite part. We're talking about the contracts and the opt-outs and stuff like that. But so Dombrowski does have a good point with these opt-outs. And by the way, yes, I have to change that color because this was from a couple of weeks ago when the Eagles were still in the playoffs. I just haven't done the little things here. And by the way, I also have one other Bleacher Brother horse racing update as well. Dombrowski noted the obvious realities. A really good year by a player means a player will opt out. Obviously, what could happen with Bichette. Or if you have a bad or injury-plagued year, like Jack Garrietta did at the end of his Phillies career, he's going to opt in because he wants to make sure he makes that money. So, you know, opt-outs could be both good and bad. So, but truthfully, you know, it is what it is. And then the Phillies signed JT Realmuto, 3 years, $45 million, which is a very, oh dear Jesus. They're coming from all different angles now. And I'm going to have to show SJ what I showed earlier unless she saw it when I was, she's late. So, you know, it is what it is. So, the thing is, and I've said this before with JT. Now, granted, you don't have a great catcher to take over for him. She just finished work and eating. Which is more important, the work or the eating? I know for me, it's eating. The Phillies did sign JT, 3 for $45. And the thing that I said about JT is you need to move him out from behind the plate, which you're not going to do. In my opinion, even though it probably will not happen, Small Dick Nick needs to go, let me tell you. Even if you got to cut bait and pay him $20 million to go away, you got to cut him loose. Plain and simple. Now, we don't know what happened with because one of the with potential trades, because one of the rumors was the Phillies wanted to go after Adley Rutschman, or maybe that was just the sports media just speculating, which wouldn't surprise me. It's just speculation as well. So, and like you said, spend the $45 million elsewhere. But I would think, in my opinion, well, yeah, he's the other little guy because he is a little guy. He's like 5'8", 5'9". Whereas Nick Castellanos is a little guy because he's small dick Nick. Because unlike big dick Nick Foles, who took the Eagles to the Super Bowl 8 years ago tonight, small dick Nick has never come up big in the World Series or in the playoffs in general for the most part. So, but what I mean, the Phillies missed the opportunity to get him out from behind the plate. Harper wanted to move to first base. Part of it was out of necessity with his Tommy John surgery. And then he developed into a great first baseman. A lot of times, catchers, when they can't catch anymore, you put them at first base. Because, you're digging balls out of the dirt all the time, just like you are behind the plate. Crazy idea. Maybe you do it, maybe you don't. You put him out in left field. Now you're saying, wait a second, he's 35 years old, blah, 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 blah. Well, even though it's not going to happen, let's just pretend. You could have him play left field, or at least try him out in the early stages of the Grapefruit League schedule, because guess what? That's what you do. You do goofy shit because what happens if you need to do it? Because I got into a big argument with somebody on Facebook last year about Kyle Schwarber playing first base. I said, Game 2 of the exhibition season is what you do with someone like Kyle Schwarber in case that comes up in August, September, October. It didn't happen, but that's why you do it. I thought Stubbs was a ball. Yeah, he does. He does look like the ball boy. But I'll tell you what, early part of the exhibition season, early part of spring training, maybe toy with that idea a little bit, because JT can still run even though he does have knee problems. He still has good speed. The bat isn't that good anymore, but some teams are smart enough and have the resources to move somebody out from the catcher's spot. I mean, the only thing that he really brings to the situation here is the fact that you do have a guy who knows the pitching staff, knows how to call a game, knows how to make the pitchers work their best work, all that stuff. It's just that the production that you look at in terms of home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, batting average, we're not going to get into sabermetric bullshit, but yeah, in terms of the regular everyday stats that we know and love from the beginning of time to before analytics took over, yeah, we see a decline, but it's how you manage this as well. But I would like to see at least try it out, because early in the exhibition season, you do want to do that. Because you never know when you get into a pinch where, like for example, the one year where the Phillies were in a 14, 15 inning game with the Astros, Phillies had nobody on the bench in terms of hitters. Ryan Howard gets tossed from the game. And oh, by the way, Roy Oswalt has to play left field. And oh shit, there's a fly ball, and he catches it. So you tell me, would you do that, at least do that experiment in the early exhibition season? Or do you just say, oh, he's the catcher? Because me, I'd rather be prepared for anything. But I don't even think Rob Thompson would do something like that. So, but, oh, by the way, I did get something today, and I'm not even sure Mike saw it. Now, I order things every once in a while from Shop City Merch, where you get these prints, and I get these emails every once in a while where it's like, oh, we're giving this away for free. I thought our motto was hope for the best, expect the worst. Mike says, be prepared. That's our motto. So I'm not sure Mike saw this, but this came in the mail today. Shop City Merch has some great prints. And even if you're not in Philadelphia, they do have these setups for different cities. And eventually these are going on my wall. I need to get picture frames. But this is what came today. And this is going on my wall eventually. And I don't know if it's going to be on this wall directly behind me, the wall that is right to my right here. Mike knows all about that because he's been here on Monday nights. But this is what I got in the mail. Now, some of the numbers here are a little screwed up. Like, for example, Bill Barber is not number 16. But, you know, just something that's eventually going to go on my wall. So, what do you mean wrong team, SJ? Come on. What do you mean by wrong team there? And she's going to give me a hard time. So that is that in terms of everything with that. So, and all SJ's always giving me shit. So, but that's a good thing sometimes. Also, I am also, oh yeah, there's Bleacher Brothers update as well, the Bleacher Brothers stable. Well, first of all, let's go back to the Bleacher Brothers main page here. And I know I'm promoting them a little too much here, but eventually we're going to get over to what I wanted to show SJ. Let's see. Oh, wait, you heard that, SJ? I'm sorry. No, but here's the Bleacher Brothers main page. And I'm going to show SJ some additional things that affect me. But in terms of some of the other things here, I might as well mention it now. I have my own section here. I have everything here. I mean, dedicated just to this series of articles. You go to also eligible, and you can go and watch the episodes there. You can go there. I have all my articles there as well. I also have a dedicated section for the Joe Quill Show. So I'm taking up a shit ton of space on the Bleacher Brothers servers right now, between my articles and everything else. So I mean, I even have my own SEO code as well now. So I don't even have to put horse racing anymore. I just put Quills Pick Winners and boom, it's right there. So I love all the additional stuff there. So on top of that, I did some work because these are the 6 horses that AJ has purchased into a little bit. Schoolyard Superman. This one is just named Puka 24 because this is a newly minted 2-year-old who doesn't have a name yet that's approved by the Jockey Club. Impractical, who's currently down at the fairgrounds. Keepsake Box, who's in Florida right now. The town is in Florida. And Steal the Moment is in California under Bob Baffert's care. Free beer. Well, actually, if I throw you outside with your dog, it'll be a free burr for you. Oh, you mean beer? I'm sorry. I appreciate that. You know. Oh, free bet. Okay. Well, I will give you an update. Now, whether he runs or not, Impractical will be out for a little bit because he no longer has balls. So, and that's what happens when you have a better trainer in Whit Beckman. See, you didn't think I knew that Whit Beckman's a new trainer. But I'm focusing on Schoolyard Superman, which, first of all, it's a gray horse that slipped through the hands of Dave Portnoy, because all Dave Portnoy buys are gray horses. But Schoolyard Superman last month in New York ended up winning, breaking his maiden very impressively. The Withers is next Saturday, the 31st. And I can tell that this is AJ because he's going Derby baby. And he also gave the update on Impractical. Schoolyard Superman is nominated for the Withers, going 1 1/8 miles. Now, just to let you know, I spent way too much time last night after the football game trying to figure out what half-decent hotel is closest to Aqueduct so that I could take a road trip up there for the weekend. So we could potentially have some rogue Bleacher Brothers coverage. Now, could I just get a media pass, whatever? Yeah. But you know what? I would rather be like I am with the Pennsylvania Derby here during my birthday weekend in September. Nah. I'm not worried about the caps. I'm not like some people that so maybe I look at that as well. Because what I was looking at was just a quick Uber ride from the hotel to the track. That's all. But also, we may be getting gut punch with a shit ton of snow this weekend. And I got that text during the show, AJ. Frank the Bank is going to Gulfstream this weekend. And I'm glad I'm not going this weekend because of the snow. Now, granted, we have I may have to have him on my show on Saturdays, but he is our gambling. Oh, I know there's no snow. Not where you are. But just to let you know, I saw the other night, Tallahassee was colder and had snow. It was colder in Tallahassee than it was in Alaska. Anchorage, Juneau, whatever it is. Now, Saturday, it's going to be 80 some degrees and sunny because I just looked it up. I'd be walking around in shorts and everybody down there in Florida with their thin blood would be like, it's cold. But, Frank gives out picks every week. He even has his bet. Jesus Christ, I can't even remember. Bet brawler. So, and we can, we can do that. Maybe he does some stuff for SJ with Bulla's Life, and maybe she does some stuff with Bet Brawler and whatever, And, I don't even know if he has Twitter, to tell you the truth. He's friends with me on Facebook. I know that. I'd have to find that after the fact, after the show. The only thing is that he has an advantage over me besides money is that, as I will share his picture for a second, he got to meet Dave Weaver, the guy on the right, in the TBG studios and got a picture. Whereas me, I just got to talk him at Parks last year, meeting Dave Weaver. And shockingly, he remembered me from fantasy football and shit. But, so, I've actually been on TV a couple of times, but not for anything like this, if you know what I mean. But, but yeah, Frank, I might have to bring Frank on the show again. I admit, I do things, I tend to buck the trend of the host co-host thing so much, but everything I do, but I need to get on TV, but it wasn't Cops, AJ. It was On Patrol Live. Just because one of those chicks in Richland County gave me some wood, But yeah, so Schoolyard Superman is entered in that race. And truthfully, I forget how New York is when it comes to major snowstorms, because it's been a long time since we had a major snowstorm. But that race is still 11 days away. And SJ is my new agent. She's telling me I need to write betting on other sports as well. Shouldn't be saying that when AJ is watching, because next thing you know, I'll be getting a text or a call tomorrow morning. Hey, why don't you write about this too, since you have all this free time? I have no problem betting Yankees money line. Just to let you know. But the one thing is, I am not the type of person where if it's minus 115, 120, and then you start going into the 150s, 200s, 250s, I'm not putting down money on a wager where if I bet the full 100, where I'd have to bet 250 to win 100. I'm the type of person where I would bet the 100 to get the 250. Sometimes there is. I'll give you that. But, you know, but sometimes you have these little quirks and everything. Like for example, I hit a single game parlay with the Phillies and the Mets during the summer. And it was like 4 or 5 guys to get a base hit. I hit it by the top of the second inning. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell got into me? But, you know, that may be something that I do. But the thing is, it's like I wait till the lineups are in. So, and sometimes that's like a couple hours before the start of the game. So it gets a lot of I wish I could write about baseball in a betting sense. We have someone else for that, but it's just so complicated. Yeah. I mean, and there's so many different things that happen with baseball, you know? And it's even worse now because you have openers, you have pitchers only going 4 or 5 innings if they do start. You know, baseball isn't what it used to be, where if you had a starting pitcher, you would see them go 6, 7 innings minimum, unless they got torched. But yeah, but it is hard to talk baseball in a betting sense. But you know, you can do the research in terms of matchups with starting pitchers and stuff. And sometimes you do that work, just like me. For example, I thought about writing up the Tuesday article early, but the thing is, when the local racetrack here got hit with snow, just like right outside my window here, you know that if we get hit with snow, Parks isn't running for a week minimum. If AJ is still watching, do we have to introduce her to Chef Tom? Because Chef Tom was one of our guys who was also was betting on ping pong at 3 o'clock in the morning. But then again, SJ does bet on things at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning as well, or so she says. But unless there's something that I don't know that's going on, Tom is back in the death pool this week. That's a little running joke that we had. And SJ also does a lot of WNBA stuff. And she does bet on stuff at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because WNBA news will break at 3. The question that I have here is, will there be something breaking overnight? Do not, if there is, a simple yes or no answer will do. Don't give me any details. Oh. Yeah, and she'll be keeping me awake too. But so just a little wrap up on this. So I have this whole section to myself here. Schoolyard Superman may be running in a week or two. Puka 24. She's dropped a couple of Kentucky Derby winners. And Practical lost his balls. Keepsake Box is a Philly. The Town is a in South Florida, had a bad race last time out. And Steal the Moment is the mystery horse to us right now because he's in the Bob Baffert barn, but he's but Steal the Moment is a mystery horse because she hasn't run yet. So, but yeah, CBA is right around the corner. I know. That's why I said what I said. But yeah. So I'm getting and this was brought to me yesterday. So little things here and there, and depending on what the weather forecast is, I may take a trip up the aqueduct, even though it is a dump. I mean, I've even watched a documentary on YouTube on Aqueduct. Now, AJ called the Meadowlands a dump. Aqueduct, just from what I saw, makes the Meadowlands racetrack look like the Taj Mahal. Now, I understand. Now, in terms of the Meadowlands racetrack, I understood what he was saying about being a dump because, it was a dark night for racing, so they just had simulcast. But, there weren't many people there. Now, if there was live racing, obviously that place would be hopping because it is the premier harness racing site in North America. But, I mean, the stadium's a dump. I think even as a Giants fan, you can admit that. There's horse racing on right now. Yeah, there always is. And that reminds me, I have to put the Fire Stick on my TV. And that reminds me, my other breaking news is, even though it's not really breaking news, I went on my other computer this afternoon and I found a bunch of drops. That I could use. All right. I don't know if this game started yet, but go with the Aggies over UNLV. I don't even know what the line is on the game. Last two times UNLV played in altitude at Wyoming and Colorado State, they lost. Now, the thing is, if the game's in progress, I wouldn't. Let me just see one thing here. See, now SJ has me looking at my phone and shit. And I saw that comment, AJ. I'm going to mention that in a second. Yeah, I'm not touching that line. The game just started, but Utah State's favored by 15.5 right now. UNLV and Utah State is one of the last games of the night because it just started. AJ says, always horse racing and soccer happening everywhere, somewhere. That's true. Can I talk betting? I could. Are you talking about away from here? But the one thing I will say is there is a reason why I call my segment the Philly Fade. Because our mutual friend, SJ and I, Brian, was on the show with us. All righty. Actually, you know what? I am going to invite you here, but if we're going to extend this even longer, which I have no problem doing, I got to water the plants, so to speak. So we're going to take a be right back here. And I will bring SJ on, apparently. Yeah, I know. Because the one thing is, at least on my page, you get all the scoring updates of the 4 major leagues. So you're getting NBA and NHL updates nonstop right now on my page. Let me quote the great Forrest Gump. I gotta pay. So I gotta use the bathroom, so I'm gonna invite SJ on here and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And just in time, SJ
Hello?
has unmuted herself. Hi, SJ. Can you hear me?
Is it not working? Oh, it's working.
Hold on a second. Let me test something on my end here. Okay, so can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, okay. Hello, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Hi. Yeah, I had to close out your stream. That was the issue.
Yeah, welcome to the world of the 21st century streaming shows and stuff like that.
Hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. What's up?
Oh, nothing. Listen, I was sitting here being bored and I was watching and I was late and I said, why don't we just kick it? There's a bunch of games going on. There's horse racing going on.
Yeah,
You're killing it. I just want to say I went to the Bleacher Brothers website and your section is phenomenal. Like it looks really good. It's really organized. I like the fact that you have like your show, your daily articles. I think that was really, really good. Strategic.
AJ did all the work. Give him all
Yeah.
the credit.
Texting my boss right now to have my own betting section.
Well, if you want your own betting section, wink, wink.
Listen, I would send this to my boss right now. If I wanted to write about ping pong, I'm sure there would be some kind of market for it. I don't know from an SEO relevance, but I would enjoy it.
Yeah, and I do what I have to do.
But going back to baseball, like, listen, I love baseball. I really do. I really wish, like, I bet in the WNBA in the summer. That's my thing, my props, all that stuff. And back in the day, Joe, they didn't touch the lines. Everyone was like, oh, the WNBA is a joke. Well, the minute it started exploding, Sportsbook said, no, we're going to touch the lines. And that was the end of that. But it was a good run. It was a great run. Let me tell you, it was a great run. But if there's a lockout, I mean, I guess I'll just have to bet on ping pong or table tennis, horse racing, baseball. I mean, I'll have to really expand my palette. And that's the thing with sports betting. That's why I told you I think it would be great to, um, you know, write about some other sports. It just you know what I mean? It's really not that bad.
Yeah, and the thing is, maybe I'm just a little
Apprehensive.
No, maybe I'm a little scarred from my high school and college education of having to write paper after paper after paper. But maybe it's part of the 21st century stuff now that I like to have everything verbal now as opposed to writing.
I mean, listen, coming from somebody that always hated writing, I write for a living and I edit. So I'm not sure how that worked out. But sometimes, Joe, that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I know.
And once you get into sports, my guy, it just explodes. Like once people discover you, it's like, come on this podcast, come on this podcast. I just got like, it's, you know what I mean? Once people see you, it's like free agent, free agent, free agent. Like, and then you're in the sports world, and that's how you stay.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And that interview that fell through, that was just a joke. That was just a joke comment to the track announcer at Turf Paradise that led to something that fell
Hey,
apart.
listen, little things, turn into big things.
And the thing is, I had no problem with the person because he told me ahead of time.
Yeah.
The one thing I did, I turned it into a learning moment for anybody younger who may be watching this, because the one thing that we get with the latest generation that's going into the workforce, whether it's Gen Alpha, Gen A, whatever, the one thing is the newest generations, they're just ghosting everybody. They don't even go to the. Whereas I said it's more important to at least admit that you can't do something for whatever reason, because like this guy who was with Turf Paradise, he said what he said to me. I'm not gonna divulge that because it was a private conversation that we had in Twitter chat. And I just said, just to, if you're watching and you're younger, never ghost, because you never know when that person may be someone that you need help from later on, because things can reverse, and that bridge that you burned is going to bite you in the ass in the long run. Whereas if you don't burn that bridge, they'll say, hey, I remember this guy. He was very professional with this. Yeah, I like what he did. That was the whole gist of it, because
Yeah.
And I have nothing bad to say. I have nothing bad to say about Vic Stopper, who was the track announcer. I have nothing wrong with the guy who he offered to me. It was a joke thing that could have led to something that could have turned into something very interesting, which fell through.
I mean, listen, you don't have to like everybody in the field, but it's always important to be respectful and, exactly to your point. I mean, where were we going with this? I just had that total. I
But
saw a Twitter highlight. No, I think it's important, not to burn bridges. And I can't say too much because I do work in sports. But yeah, I would say even, even I had a family member. They had somebody hired for a job. They quit the second day. I was like, wow, that is wild. Like, but no, I mean, I've worked with various people in various places where, I mean, they just don't want to put the time in. And the thing with sports is it humbles you because you have to work so incredibly hard. You have to make so many connections just to get into the space. I mean, years and years and years of being unpaid, and you know how it is. Like, I I'll openly say I had an ex. We're very good friends. He makes appearances on SNY for the Mets. He started when we were dating in 2009. He was writing for 5 years unpaid, and you see what he does now. So it's a very difficult industry, and I'm always a fan, and keeping those connections, and I mean, at some point you gain your resume and you go out. You go out because writing takes a lot of time. It does. And it's a lot of research. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of that. But you know what, Joe? I think over time you get used to it.
Yeah.
Like I could see you writing like 4 or 5 a day, like maybe more.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as my ADD doesn't take over.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You have to be very, very, very focused. Like the other day, I wrote 4 betting articles, and they were like 1,800 words a pop. I mean, I was banging these things out, and we were cruising, right? But I was squirreling every 5 minutes because I was like, "Oh, my cat is cute. Oh, my dog is cute." And like I was squirreling, but I came back in. We came back in. So listen, I have faith in you. I got confidence.
I appreciate that.
But I do want to say, dude, the most free bet of the year I made tonight was Houston Rockets minus 1.5 with 2 minutes to go. I don't know how that line was still on the board.
And every once in a while, you do get these bots or whatever that create these lines like that.
Wait,
Sometimes these bots mess up because there was a football game a couple years ago that the line was all screwed up and the sports book tried to get out of it. It's like, no, you can't get out of it.
Well, that was my next question because I work in betting and I don't know this, but you know, is it bots that make the lines? Like, how is it all AI now?
I have no idea,
Because they know
but
more than we do, so
yeah,
that's why I'm asking.
and I would think that they would have to have something along with that because let's just think about this. They also know behind the scenes where the money is going on both sides. So they can
Yeah, and even
tweak the VIGs, they can tweak this, they can tweak that,
manipulate line
Mm-hmm.
manipulation. That could be a whole
Mm-hmm.
episode in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing where the public money's coming from, seeing the line movement, seeing the trends, seeing where Vegas wants you to
Mm-hmm.
bet, but knowing where you should
Mm-hmm.
bet. And Joe, that's why I said, listen, I'm up 40. I'm not bragging. I make no, besides my day job, I'm up 40 units this month. You want to know why? Because it's straight betting. I will gladly take that 110, 115, 120, and I will play that and slowly
Mm-hmm.
build the bankroll, occasional parlay. But I think the mistake a lot of people make, and I keep seeing it, is $20, $20. Oh, let me just put $20 this week. And they'll throw it on a parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 400, plus 600. Crazy odds. Not those aren't crazy odds, but I'm saying like
Mm-hmm.
plus like those are like semi-normal odds, but you know what I mean? You see people just blowing their money on parlays left and right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could see 160, 170. I mean, you got boosts. I mean, people just think there's no value there.
Yeah.
And if you look at Juice Reel, I'm not, listen. Okay. Let me watch what I say. If you look at Juice Reel, if you look at the app, you can actually see I'm interested in hearing your side. Like, where do you cash out the most from your odds? At the go to the very bottom.
Let me log in here first. And of course, I have all the text. Yeah, because I think, well, me and Brian, if you remember from Thursday night, we gave out picks for the 5 football games.
Yes.
I went 0 for 5.
I mean, it happens. It's betting. It's betting. It's going to happen. That's why I put in my articles, do not bet your mortgage on. I've had people message me, Joe, and say, I literally put my rent money. And I said, that is not my problem because I told you not to do that.
I say it all the time because with my stuff, like even on Saturday mornings, I'm going to tell people that, for example, even if I say I'm going with a particular horse, maybe something that I'm bringing up about another horse piques your interest or sways you toward that pick. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it happens. Some months you're going to be great, and other months, I mean,
yeah,
you can't beat yourself up over it, especially as a betting writer. Like, we all know tons of betting writers. I write full time. You write full time. Like, you just keep it moving. The best thing you can do is just use the knowledge that you have and your expertise and be transparent, but don't beat yourself up.
So, just to let you know, I hit my first wager of the year. I've not hit one since.
What? Can you follow me on Picket? I mean, I'm not even associated with Picket, but can you follow me on Picket?
I follow you on Picket.
Hold on, my dog just farted. One moment. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh
Good
my
girl.
God.
Good Gracie.
Oh, it smells like garlic. Hold on. Oh my god! Oh. Man, girl, okay, I'm here. I'm so. All right, sorry, that's embarrassing. I'm back.
Good girl.
What were we? What were we talking about?
You're talking about Pickett.
Hey, there's two things that make my eyes waters: my dog's farts and bad bets. So I mean,
Well, the one thing is, I did have bad luck this weekend because I had Buffalo money line
oh yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, I had the same.
and I had the Bears money line.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think with the Bears, I think they were right there. I mean, Caleb just
Mm-hmm.
had too many turnovers. I think that was
Yeah.
definitely a viable bet.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you supposed to know that your bet comes down to uh, a bunch of BSPI calls and
Mm-hmm.
that was a catch. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
But but the thing is, I'm one in whatever. I won't say the number, at least not in public. But I think I got the right number here, don't I? Yeah. Okay. The thing is, I could conceivably hit 10 out of 12, 10 out of 11, 8 out of 10, something like that. And the next thing you know, I got most of the money back. Now, I'm not saying everybody go all in and get your money back because that's how you get yourself into more
That's
trouble.
how you get yourself in trouble. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's where you say, "Oh, I got to get it back." Oh my God, hold on. What's the score of this UCLA game? Cuz hold up. UNLV, I see that. What is going on with Purdue? No, 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 no. Okay, so one thing I like to do, Joe, is how I build my bankroll is I do
Mm-hmm.
like two like parlays. So I'll take like maybe two favorite stuff. I know who's gonna win, and I'll get like plus 150. I'll use a boost on it. I'll get to like 180,
Mm-hmm.
200. And that's kind of how I slowly build my bankroll sometimes. But right now, Purdue is ruining that.
Yeah.
So I can't find the game. Where's the game? Where's the game?
It's on Peacock.
Oh, crap. Well, I had UCLA. Dang.
You didn't get Peacock after we talked on Sunday, did you?
No, I fell asleep. I need to get it. But I was watching NBA tonight, and you would have laughed at this. The rim for the Houston Rockets San Antonio Spurs game was
Mm-hmm.
not even. They put the level out, and it was like 40 minutes. They could not figure out how to level the rim because Stephon Castle dunked, and the rim was like all messed up. So long story short, they like brought out the whole team. They replaced the rim.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Darren Peterson, he's good. He's gonna be a hooper anyway. Yeah, I mean they had to replace the whole.
Wow.
Yeah, you would have died. So
Um,
yeah, so UCLA is like crushing my hopes and dreams, and Colorado, Kansas is pretty close right now. But
Seems like everything that goes wrong with me.
yup.
Yeah, like yesterday, I gave out a winner on my article. I didn't even promote that I won the race because the horse was 1-5.
Dude.
I'm like, no, I can't. But like I said in the article, I said this is about the win percentage. This isn't about return on investment.
I mean, I think the same thing. I think units is really a awful way to think of betting. Because you could go 13 and 50 and be up in units. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm more or less like I just like to win and give out winning picks. I could really
Um,
care less about my ROI, but again, that's not like what betting is. Betting's about making a
mm-hmm.
profit. So
um,
by the
let
way,
me.
I'm just saying I'm watching Peterson right now. He plays for Kansas. I haven't seen him too many times because he's been hurt, but he is a
Mm-hmm.
consensus number one overall pick. So he's pretty decent.
Okay, so let me show you something here. Now I have to update this spreadsheet that I have here. It's about a week off, and I also have to fill in all the blanks here and everything with this. But
Oh, do you manually track your picks?
my horse racing, my
Yeah.
articles, yeah.
You don't have it on Picket?
Horse racing's done on Picket.
You can't sync your stuff to Picket on FanDuel?
You can sync FanDuel when it comes to the sports book,
Oh, I didn't actually know you can't sync it to Picket.
not Racebook, no. But
Oh, that
at,
stinks.
but the one thing is, whether you're using FanDuel or Twin Spires or those other sites, if you need to claim a ticket or 2 or 20, the one thing is you can get a one loss statement for the whole year if you really want to and just print it out.
That's
I've had to
scary.
do that before.
So I don't know about you, but most articles that I write, I put a bet on something, whether it's $1, whatever. I have to hold myself accountable because I don't like giving up picks, whatever, except for first touchdown. I'll bet on that. Do you do that, or do you just give out picks? I feel like most people don't. You're not obligated to bet on it.
No,
I'm just wondering your system and how you do it.
in terms of my horse racing stuff.
Yes.
Well, with the horse racing stuff, a lot of what I do, I break down the favorite, I break down the additional picks here, that sort of thing. Like, for example, the superfecta boxes here that I have. This was just because I love playing 1, 2, 4, 8 a lot of times. It's just a numerical sequence thing that I do. And that should be $12, not 20. So, and the only reason I don't usually bet $20 to win.
So you're actually betting on all of these?
No, not all the time.
Oh.
Because the thing is, I'm more than happy to tell people I'm not wagering today, but if I was, these are my plays.
Yeah, smart. I mean, you can't bet on every pick.
But here's the thing. The reason why my win wagers are listed as $20
Yep.
is because it is so much easier to just add a 0 here. Like, for example, Sturdy was my first win. It paid $4.20 for a $2 wager. So multiply it by 10, I would have gotten $42 back if I bet it.
Yeah, smart.
So even though I don't go at the end of the month and put together a holding myself accountable post, I still look at these numbers and I'm like, man, that was a shitty month.
Yeah, and it happens.
Mm-hmm. Or
definitely happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for example, I have the money that I wagered so far. I have a command for that, command for the wins, which is the result tab there, result column there, and the return of investment on there.
And the problem with the betting industry is that it's turned so much into SEO. You're pretty much writing for Google.
Mm-hmm.
That
mm-hmm.
a lot of the industry doesn't really write to give out picks. You're pretty much just writing. You're writing to get the topic out to Google. Not saying that I do that, but SEO is part of it. But like the industry has just changed so much. And then with prediction markets, who the heck knows if AI will take over?
Mm-hmm.
What will happen? But
yeah, and you got to try to beat AI now.
Oh, we lost a bet on what app was that? Kalshi? Did Purdue win? I swear I can't look at the score right now. I'm gonna crash out.
Hold on.
I might crash out.
UCLA is.
Huh?
UCLA is down 67-66.
Oh man, that's tough. I always like to bet in these late night college games, and then I lose because UNLV.
Like, for example, if you're in Vegas, it's only 8 o'clock out there, or
Yeah.
8:45.
Yeah.
So even if those races are done, you can still go to a show, or in my case, call a girl to your room or whatever. Oh wait,
I mean,
that's
hey. Wait, you can't actually. You have to go to the casinos out there, correct? You can't go on your phone in Vegas. Somebody told me that. I've never been out there.
actually I do have the app for the Westgate Superbook,
Uh-huh.
but I can only use it in Nevada.
So I'm saying is like when you're in Vegas, can you bet on sports on your phone? Or do you have to actually go to the casino? That's what I'm asking.
You have to have the apps for the casino that are in the state of Nevada. Like, for example, I have BetMGM,
Yeah.
but you might have to change the settings around a little bit so that you have a Nevada account.
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
Now, for example, I'm pretty sure that with DraftKings and with FanDuel, you can't use them, because what they're doing is they're using the, and this may have changed because I haven't been out there in 2 years. But I have a feeling that you're going to say, nudge, nudge, let's go.
Never been.
But I could conceivably, go out there and see, like, because things can change, but what they do for the most part is they have the apps available, but they make it that they're supporting the casinos in their state.
Okay.
So, like, for example, DraftKings, I don't think is associated with anything, so you won't be able to use that. You'd be able to use Caesars, but you might have to use a different Caesars account, or they might have to change some things, little things here and there. But
Well, it makes sense because in my state, Mohegan is associated with DraftKings. No,
mm-hmm,
Mohegan
mm-hmm,
is FanDuel, and
mm-hmm,
Foxwoods is DraftKings, so you can't use the apps like
mm-hmm.
you have to go to the actual sports book and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And then my favorite book. Can I be honest, Joe? My favorite book lately is Fanatics. They're
Mm-hmm.
rocking it lately.
Yeah, and I like that you can get. I
Fan
like that
cash.
you can get the get um, the points, or whatever you call them,
Fan cash?
the fan cash. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up to like $6. But
Yeah.
no, it's a really great app. I find that their odds are a lot better
Mm-hmm.
and beat out most of the sports books like daily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like I don't know if nobody's catching on, but I feel like nobody talks about Fanatics.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Fanatics is allowed in Pennsylvania, because I don't know if they're associated with a casino here.
They're not here, but don't they have to have a casino license? And
Uh,
my company is the king and queen of casino stuff. Like we do so much casino stuff. So this is probably a question
yeah.
for someone in my company, but I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, you know what it is? They are associated with Hollywood Casino Penn National. That's why they're in
So,
Pennsylvania.
well, I'm wondering how it's legal here because Fanatics is definitely not associated with any casinos here.
But then again, you only have 2 casinos there.
Right, but doesn't it have to be associated with a casino?
Every state is different.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought in my state.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm grabbing my pets. Hold on. Come here, Gracie. Okay, where were we? Come here, honey.
You're
Come on,
saying how
baby.
much? You're saying how much you love Fanatics.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just surprised when it was legal in Connecticut because
Mhm.
we only have like 2 legal books in FanDuel and DraftKings, so it was a
Yeah.
pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
We didn't even
And
have ESPN when it was a thing.
yeah.
Never made sense, but it's okay.
Now, did I tell you about when I first signed up for Bet365 a couple years ago?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so AJ and I were up in North Jersey, the Meadowlands Convention Center, wherever it is, because we went to that gambling expo. And he goes to me, "Oh, sign up for Bet365." I was like, "Okay, I'll sign up, but it's not. I can't use it in Pennsylvania." So I go back to my hotel room because I'm like really tired. I said, "You know what? These 2 horse racing things, the heck with it." So AJ goes to me and goes, "Well, did you go to those horse racing things?" I'm like, "No." I was like, I fell asleep. I went back and I dozed off, but
Yep.
while I was sitting there, I was playing a slot game on Bet365, and I hit a progressive for over $1,000.
Wow. That's sick.
So the morning that I was leaving to go home, I was finally able to get my money out of the account because the money had to drop, and then on top of it, the money that I won.
Yep.
So I had to get the money out of the account because I wasn't going to be able to probably even get the money out of my account once I get into Pennsylvania.
I was gonna say once you cross state lines, it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know how that works.
Everything's geolocation.
Yeah, you have to go back to that state.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Which isn't that?
What gambling expo you talk about?
Um, it was 2 years ago.
Have you been to the FanDuel near MetLife? We went there right before the game and after the game. It's a
Yeah, we.
huge building.
Are you talking about the horse racing thing, or is there a separate
No, so
building?
near the MetLife, they have like FanDuel and they have like a little room, and they have a huge bar and restaurant. I think I sent you a Snapchat of watching games there. I just went there for the first time in November.
Because they do have the racetrack and stuff here.
Oh, they do?
Um,
I didn't know that. I'm not a fan of the Meadowlands. I mean, I haven't even been there since they put all that stuff. I was like, what is all this?
um, they do have a sports book in there, so I don't know if it was that or there's
It
another
was just a
building.
big building. It was just FanDuel, and there was like a bunch of stuff in there, like a Dunkin' Donuts and a lot of security and not a lot of people. Um, yeah, it was kind of weird, but it was like 2 seconds from the stadium. So we parked there, we took a shuttle. It's like
Um,
2 seconds from the stadium. It's like in that general near the
yeah,
mall.
unless
It's just FanDuel. It's like in a big building.
because there is a building where all the horse racing operations is as well. I don't know if that's
Probably
what
in
you're
the
talking
same building. I mean, they built
about.
all that stuff up.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because you can go out to the track.
are we talking about the same Meadowlands? Are we talking about
We're
different Meadowlands?
we're talking about. Let me show you on Google.
Oh my goodness. I need a geography lesson?
Because there's the stadium. There's a stadium
Oh,
down there,
where?
and
Hold on, I don't have my glasses on. Since when is there a horse track right there? See the FanDuel. Okay, back up. The FanDuel's right there. Like right those little buildings to the right? Yeah, that's it.
over
Yeah,
here.
that's where we went. That building.
Because that's the train station, which they never use.
No, FanDuel Sportsbook at Meadowlands, right there. I recognize the building. You have it up. It's right there. You have it pulled up. No, to your left. Yeah, that place. That's it.
Over in this area?
No, you have it pulled up right to your left. It says FanDuel Sportsbook at Meadowlands. No, to your
You're talking about this tab. Okay.
yeah, that's where we went.
That's when I clicked over here.
Yeah, we went there
which-
at 10 a.m., but it's a huge building. It was like kind of weird. There's like nobody there, but we like.
Yeah, that's because that's the racetrack area.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, there's nobody there, but we got dinner there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where's there? Okay, so there's no track. But there is.
That's the track right there. Because if you went out this way,
I didn't
you would
even
go
know there was a track there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. No, that could have been the place. I didn't see a track. Maybe I didn't see it from the parking lot.
Maybe
Oh,
you
the
did.
track's behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, because we parked in that parking lot, and then we took a shuttle to the stadium.
Mhm.
Because I got a FanDuel ice thing for my car.
Mhm.
Interesting.
And there's the arena that hasn't been used in 20 years, or rarely is used.
Yeah, listen, I'll always be a Giants fan, but the Meadowlands is not it. I don't get excited when I go there.
But then again, the way your Giants have been the last few years.
You know, even when we were good, I don't know. I never.
But yeah. So you have a train line here which only runs once every blue moon, or when there's a football
okay.
game or a concert. You got the mall here.
Yeah, that's all new.
We went through there once when we were up there.
Interesting.
And we went up there one night. I hit a couple of races just by, fuck it, we'll just play this horse.
When was that track always there?
Yeah, it's been there since the 70s.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. But it used to be that the grandstand was on this side.
Oh.
What they did was when they renovated the racetrack, when new owners took over it,
Yeah.
a private owner took over from the state. They made this into just a harness track.
Okay.
And they built a new grandstand over here where you were in. Because this building's new.
I mean, when we went there after the game, it was definitely popping. You know, we went to the little lounge and then we went to like the restaurant. But yeah, there weren't a lot of people in there. It was all dudes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's a bunch of people saying, "Get up there, you son of a bitch."
Well, it was weird because I was with two of my girlfriends and one of her husbands, and I tried talking sports betting to one of the guys in there, and he did not want any. He like didn't want to talk to me. Like he kept talking to my guy friend who knows nothing about betting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oops.
Sorry, just kick me out.
Or did you disconnect yourself?
Oh, that might have been it. But you know, I was trying to talk betting with this guy. He wanted no business betting with me. I was like, okay. But yeah, it was cool.
Do you want good news or do you want bad news?
I always like bad news first.
There is no bad news. UCLA won.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I bet on them.
Ta-da!
So thank you for delivering that news because I bet UCLA money line. I know it's high odds, but I did UCLA money line with Kansas money line. So it was like plus 140, but with a boost, I put, you put like $20, $25 on that.
and Kansas is up 2.5.
Okay, that's like kind of how I build my bankrolls. I do like
Mhm.
straight bets, but I do like mini parlays that like I'm fairly confident are going to hit. And like 150 is fine. I'll take the risk for two teams. It's completely fine.
Yeah, because two 150 teams or whatever it is, that'll come out to doubling your money plus 110 or whatever,
Right. So that's just like
Sometimes,
another trick I do, but
yeah. Sometimes it's the small ones.
yep, because the small wins to me, build the bankroll. If you don't go into the
Mhm.
casino and spend it all, you know, um,
Oh, you mean me?
I mean, I'm all about building the bankroll if you
hmm
have the willpower to not go into the casino.
hmm
And for me, putting all my money on parlays every 5 minutes,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Well, one thing I learned a couple of years ago, do not have a parlay in a particular sport where the first game is at 12 noon and
Oh
this
gosh.
and the final game of the parlay does not end until 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, no. No, 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 no. What sport was that?
College football.
Oh my God. What game
I
is
hit the
that?
I hit the first four legs of the parlay. I couldn't get the last two home.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's awful.
hmm
Yeah, it's like NFL. Like, do you bet the, 4 o'clock games, 1 o'clock games? I mean,
Yeah,
I think 1 and 4 o'clock are fine, but like 1 and 8, that's tough.
yeah. But when you have that long gap in between,
Yep. Or if you
but
bet an anytime touchdown score and you put it in your parlay and it's the only one that doesn't hit.
hmm or
Yeah.
I tell you that Matthew Stafford's going to throw an interception.
And I told you Caleb Williams was going to throw an interception.
hmm Well, he threw three of them.
Yeah, you did. We could have gotten that for how many
Yeah.
odds?
hmm
I'm trying to look to see if there's good value live right now because y'all know I need, I got to try to find the coin whenever I can. You know,
hmm
sometimes it's 12 in the morning, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You just got to find coin value wherever you can.
Oh, I have to share something here. Let me just find the message. Let me find the post.
No else is hard. I almost want to bet on you on the LV. I feel like they always win.
Let me see if I can find it here.
Don't live bet. It's like the worst thing you can do.
If I don't find it here on this person's X account, I'm definitely going to show you the Instagram. Because I just want to. Oh, here it is. So, Joe Madden, she is. She was
Oh yeah, I've heard of
she
her.
was
Yeah.
on Sports Grid. She does a couple of different things online. Has some good stuff there. So I just want to let you guys know. Um, apparently, she just caught on to this, whereas I've been saying it for like a year or two now. Next year's Super Bowl is on Valentine's Day. Better start playing that conversation already.
Oh yeah.
So, um, so I'm sure there'll be somebody that'll be. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that'll be single after that night when they say, he wanted to watch the Super Bowl and not pay attention to me.
Oh yeah. There'll be a lot of breakups after that.
Uh,
I mean,
so,
that's tough. And I would break up with someone if they didn't want to watch the Super Bowl. on Valentine's Day.
You inviting me? I had to start
Well,
trouble, yeah. But so anything I should look out for even tomorrow?
hello?
Is there anything I should look out for tomorrow?
Oh, so yeah, sorry. It keeps muting me when I try to go to my sports book. So let me fire up the laptop. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can still hear you.
Okay. Okay, what do we got going on tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. So we don't have NFL until Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I do. People have called me degenerates online, but I do give out unrivaled picks over the weekend. I'm terrible, but I still keep the coin going
You started off well.
because I, yeah,
I'm trying to help you out here.
yeah. Let's see what's on the slate tomorrow. It's NBA is so hard because of all the injuries. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
really, it's hard to get an article out. I have to be honest, I haven't written too much about NBA right now, just because NFL. But it's like you really got to wait the day of
Mm-hmm.
because if Luca isn't playing, or you're kind of screwed. So let me look at the slate tomorrow. What's the date today?
Well, since it's after midnight, it's officially the 21st.
Yeah. Cavaliers -2.5. Why are they only -2.5? Who's out? Kansas City's to win this game, I swear. Wow, the Lakers. Oh, Lakers. They're on NBC, right? Noel, what are you doing?
Noel,
Okay,
are you
let's see.
behaving?
Huh?
I said, Noel, are you behaving?
No. Devin
Then
Booker at like 27 points. Let's see tomorrow. Celtics -11. That's crazy. I kind of like it. Kind of like that. I don't usually do big spreads, but the Pacers are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They are awful. A lot of injuries. Let's see. Brooklyn Nets. New York Knicks are a hot mess. I feel like the Nets might be able to cover for that. But let's look at Thunder Bucks. Ooh. Hmm. I hate these large spreads, man. That's tough.
Oh, I know.
So I really don't know why the Cavaliers are only favored by 2.5. I mean, Darius Garland is out, Sam Merrill is out. I know the Cavs are like kind of not great, but we're talking about the Hornets. I don't understand why the books why Charlotte is 2.5. That should be like more like 5, 6, 7, maybe. But 2.5? Is there an injury I don't know about? See what I'm saying?
Sam Merrill, a hand injury.
Yeah, but he's just like
Yeah, nothing really new.
I mean, Darius Garland's been out in and out. You know what I mean? So I truly don't understand there why they're 2.5 point
Are
favorites. I mean,
they?
I know they're on the road, but we're talking
Are
Charlotte.
they? I mean, I'm just wondering if they're planning to load
Could be an
manage
injury.
somebody.
It could be Donovan Mitchell. It could be.
But it's an ESPN game, so that's a game
That's
that
what
you
I'm
can't.
saying. Do they have to keep it close? Like why would you ESPN the Hornets and the Cavaliers? And in what world would anybody want to watch the Cavaliers and the Hornets?
It's more
In
because of the
Charlotte.
Cavaliers.
They're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's wrong with the Cavs, but I mean, listen, the Hornets have some good pieces. I like. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Canepo. You can help me with that. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Is it Knipple as in free the Knipple?
Oh my God. He went to Duke. But anyway, I really like him. He's a sharpshooter. Like, love him. I like LaMelo. I mean, I do. I don't know how they gel, but they have some good pieces. So the Hornets are more fun to watch now than, 5 years ago. Let's see what else.
Has a coach in the NBA been fired yet?
I don't believe so. No,
The
because we would have
reason
reported, huh?
the reason why I'm asking is I think that Doc Rivers is not long for Milwaukee.
This has been the rumor for years. They won't let him go. Yeah, so tomorrow I do like Cavaliers -2.5 unless there's injuries I don't know about. Atlanta. Let's see. I'm looking at the injury report. Hold on. Pelicans. Is Zion out? I feel like it's so hard to tell with these guys. Let's see. Pelicans have so many injuries. Like how? Herb Jones, he's out. I mean, kind of like the Pelicans to cover there. I mean, Pistons are a good team, but on the road, I feel like 9.5 points is a lot. So I'll take Pelicans plus 9.5. I'll take Cavaliers -2.5. Oh, let's see. Do we have college tomorrow? UNLV. Oh, that's it. Oh, I gotta make a bet on this game, Joe. Hold on. Should I do it? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. They're tied, 38 all. What do we get? I can't see the slate tomorrow. Hold up. God, there's so many games.
Monday and Friday.
Top 25. Here we go. Oh, they don't give them out for tomorrow. I mean, all I get is like Maryland, Illinois, Notre Dame, North Carolina. That might be a good game. Kentucky's a ranked. That's interesting. Let's see. NCAA basketball. Okay, so those are 2 picks. I need a 3rd pick. Tomorrow. Oh, I did top 25. Creighton Xavier, that's going to be a good game. Big East. Georgetown Villanova, Big E. Oh, it's a bunch of rival games. Oh, I didn't realize that. So it's rival week in the NBA, and it's rival week in college. Ooh, there's some good games. Let's see. Ooh. Hoops Hall is going on right now. Let's see. My mouse isn't working. Hold on.
hard to believe that Texas and Kentucky aren't like ranked. They used to be ranked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always been big on Memphis. I feel like they might cover there. I like Penny. I like Memphis plus 6.5 on the road. Gonzaga 29.5 point spread. I'm not touching that. It's too big of a
No.
spread.
Tulsa
Wow.
scores 88 points a game.
Yeah, they're like 16-3 or something. They have a really, really good offense.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the way that Memphis is coached. They made the record may not indicate it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Memphis, I don't know. I mean, they were in the tournament a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I like. I almost wanted to say Texas A&M. I think I saw that yesterday. That line moved. Hold on. How many games? Gonzaga's, yeah, 29.5 point spread. That's just nuts. I mean, I'm sure they'll cover that. That's crazy. Let's see. Arizona 13.5. They're the best team in the nation. They should have no problem. I mean, they have a really good roster. I like Coa Pete. He's good. Wow, Illinois. Wow, 19.5. These spreads are crazy. See what else? Do you feel like there's going to be any upsets? I feel like these are really good matchups.
Well, you do have. I mean, I'm just looking at one thing here because before I do that,
you think I really like Murray State. I think they're at minus 4.5. I feel like that might move.
There's 3 undefeated teams left in college basketball.
Men's or women's?
Men.
I think women, there's only 2. So there'll be 5. Yeah, it's Arizona. And am I blanking?
Well, the third one you'll never get.
The second one. I'm trying to think who the second one is. I know who they are. Oh, Vanderbilt? No, they have a loss. That's women's. That's women's. I'm trying to think.
I mentioned them a week or 2 ago. They have never won an NCAA tournament game. They're the only Power 4 conference to never do that.
Never won?
They never won a tournament game.
Oh, I know one of these. Oh my God. It's Big Ten. It's team in the Big Ten. I just saw it the other day in Sports Center. Oh my God. I'm trying. I know you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. That's shocking because they've never been. I know who the team is. It's just I can't think of them.
Should I just tell you?
Oh my God. I wanted to say Houston, but no, it's not Houston. They're not in the Big Ten. Why am I getting all these letters and colors mixed up?
Well, their logo is a letter.
Big Ten. That's like half the schools. Oh, okay. Washington. I'm trying to go through it. I can't look because if I look on my phone, it'll mute myself. Oh my God. Especially with all the conferences. Give me another hint. There's a lot of states in the Big Ten. I mean, it's not Ohio State.
They used to be a powerhouse football school up until about 15 years ago.
It's not I know Illinois has at least one loss or a couple losses on the year. It's Purdue. It's not Purdue. It's not Iowa. It's not Wisconsin. Oh, is it Wisconsin?
No.
Frig. You know what team sucks this year, and I really wish they were good, and I saw them live in the March Madness a couple of years ago, was Northwestern.
Yeah.
I was rooting for them hardcore. They played the Huskies. Oh my God, why can't I freaking think of the school?
They used to have a major football rivalry with Oklahoma.
Oh, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know
They're
why.
18
I
and
was
0.
thinking of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Nebraska and Arizona.
Mm-hmm. And this other one I'll just tell you because you will never get this third one.
Well, why don't you give me a shot? So
Okay. Mid-major
is it
conference.
huh?
Mid-major conference.
Mid-major. Which
May not
one?
even be mid-major.
What conference?
I will give you a hint.
Is it Bowling Green? No, that's my favorite school. That and Grambling.
Well, Bowling Green is in that same conference.
That's wild. I only say Bowling Green because that's my stop before I go to the Barclays and Lower Manhattan.
It's not Bowling Green, but
They're terrible, probably.
um,
I
this
don't. Okay, so if they're mid-major and they're undefeated, they have to be ranked, correct?
they just got into the rankings this week.
You could try to what conference?
The Mid-American, aka the MAC.
Okay, the only school I really know from that, to be honest with you, is UMass. Other than
And
that, I don't know. I don't think I know one team that's in that conference. Give me one hint, because I might know it.
Their most famous athlete played for the Steelers.
What? Like what position?
An offensive position.
I don't know. I probably have seen it so many places on Twitter because
Ben
I
Roethlisberger.
oh God, didn't he go to school down south?
No, he went to the school that's undefeated.
I'm saying, didn't he go to college in like a Florida school or something? Or am I not thinking of that?
No, Ben Roethlisberger went to this Mid-American Conference school. It has a name which is shared with another Division I football school.
Wait, what? Like a logo? Because there's like two Huskies. Are you talking like that?
I'm talking about the name of the school as opposed to the mascot name.
Oh, you're killing me tonight. You're really put me. I know this.
You would have me in timeout and banned from extracurricular activities. Let's just say that.
What if I guess it?
No, with me making you think that's hard tonight.
Well, no, because I know there's a team that has the same name as another team. I'm just trying to think. I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a state, city? It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's a city name,
Oh my God.
but the city name is used more for the other school. This other school,
Okay.
the one that's still undefeated,
Yeah.
it's for that region in suburban Cincinnati.
Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my God, I have it. I have it. Just give me a minute. I'm thinking. I like stuff like this. We should do trivia. It's somewhere down south. Like I'm just blanking right now.
Well, how
I
you're
I know
defining
it. I know it. Like it's the most obvious answer. Like this is crazy.
it's southwestern Ohio.
Okay. I know that it's linked. It's something like OH or something, correct? It's like a yes, I can't think of the name.
Something Ohio.
Yes, I've seen the name. I can't think of it.
You might have seen that name last night.
Noel, can you get off of me? Hold on.
And no, it's not Noel University.
Can you imagine? Wait, I saw it last night. What are you talking about?
You may have seen the name of the school.
Oh my God, Miami.
Miami of Ohio. They won tonight in overtime. They're 20-0.
Yes. Are they really? I think I've seen that somewhere, but I forgot Miami, Ohio, and then Miami, Florida. I was thinking Atlanta or something, but yeah, that's a very well-known school. I mean, Miami, Ohio I never understood it, but
yeah, it's the region of Miami, the region of Ohio, because they have a racetrack out there called Miami Valley.
feel bad for their fans. It's like, yeah, I root for Miami. No, I root for Ohio, Miami.
But at least in that area of Miami, that area of Ohio. Yeah.
Facts. Oh, I like Texas A&M tomorrow. I like them.
Okay.
Give me the spread for that. I meant to tell you that earlier.
Texas A&M, according to DraftKings, is -8.5.
Oh, it moved.
Well, that's what it's saying.
I got it at 7.5.
Yeah, that's what it's saying on the ESPN site, since they're partnered with DraftKings now.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because ESPN bets no more.
I'm not gonna lie, it'd be a great part of your show. Like you should definitely have like trivia or something like that. Where you bring like guests on. That'd be really interesting.
Yeah, we could do that.
Test their knowledge of like.
Yeah, I slip something on Mike every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what? Since you're doing it to me, and what were your college plays again? You said Texas A&M.
-7.5.
Mm-hmm.
I had. Hold on, I have to go back. I have to open up my laptop. Hold on. Opening up the laptop that Noel was sitting on past 20 minutes. Let's see. Sorry, it's like really slow to load. Oh, Murray State, the line moved since I last opened my laptop. It was at 7.5. Now it's at 5.5. Ooh.
Was it
I'll take that.
Let me see something here.
No, I said I'm finding it. Hold on. There's so many games.
No, I'm
I
just looking
had
for.
Memphis plus 6.5.
Okay.
So Texas A&M minus 7.5. Memphis plus 6.5. I had Arizona minus 13.5. It's a large spread, but I think they can cover it. I had one more. Where the heck was it?
Murray State.
Yeah, the line moved, so I don't know if I particularly like that. Wow, St. Mary's 18.5. Wow. Where was the other pick that I had? Hold on. So I'm putting these in real quick. We're not touching that spread. You know, I think I just may like those. I mean, if anything, wow, some of these FAU, that's crazy. That's too much of a spread for me to. Murray State just went down to minus 4.5. So that line just changed in the last 30 minutes from 7.5 to 4.5. Why are they begging people so bad to bet on Murray State?
I have no idea, but
they're pretty good this year. But again, on the road, that's a trap. Value's good. Let me see. Villanova's 9.5.
I'll give you a couple of plays here.
Yeah, give me a couple of plays. I'll parlay them.
Okay.
Wait. What book am I doing this on?
I'm just going by what's on ESPN here.
Okay, so every single time I go to the internet, it mutes me. So let me plug in my plays and then just like tell me your picks and I'll put them in. But it's gonna mute me.
Okay, first game, I am taking Dayton, who is tied for the lead in the A10 conference. They're taking on LaSalle, who's 6-13 and got a upset win over St. Bonaventure last time out. I think Dayton's going to win by more than that 10.5. That's my first play. The second game
These lines are moving like crazy. Arizona, Texas A&M just went to 8.5. Go ahead.
Second game, I will take Villanova minus 9.5. Georgetown barely lost to UConn. UConn's number 3 in the country, I believe. Maybe number 2 after Iowa State shit the bed last week. Villanova lost to St. John's on Saturday night. I think this is a bounce back game for Villanova. So I'll take Villanova minus 9.5.
Okay, I'm at like 21.95 of the picks.
And I will go with I'm going with another huge favorite here, but they're playing a team that's 2-18 this year. Partially because of the name, partially because the other team is 2-18. I'm going to go with Longwood. I hate giving up 14.5 points, but that's my third play. Longwood over Gardner-Webb. Gardner-Webb is giving up almost 90 points a game.
I can't even find that. Hold on. Longwood moneyline? Hold on.
Longwood minus 14.5. It's a 7 o'clock start.
Yeah, I don't have that much.
Nah, give it time.
Really? I'm
It'll
gonna lock
pop
in
up
these
probably.
I'm
What book
gonna
are
lock in these 5
what
picks.
what book are you looking at right now?
FanDuel.
All right, let me pull up the casino.
Well, I wanted to put like a couple dollars on, parlay it.
Let me pull it back up here.
Unless I'm not seeing it. I know, I'm looking at, well, every single time I go to look at it or use the internet, it mutes me, so I'm trying not to. Hey, it's worth the sprinkle, half a unit.
Let me see here.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, Connecticut's weird. Sometimes it doesn't give like certain schools or I don't know.
Yeah.
But without that, we have 5 picks, I believe. Hold on.
Yeah, it may not be up until tomorrow morning because I don't see it on here on my FanDuel here in PA.
All right, let me lock in these picks. So together we had. What did you just give me? Villanova. Are you being a homer about that? Or are you being serious?
I'm being serious about it.
Okay. Villanova spread. Memphis plus 6.5. Texas A&M minus 8.5 now.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona minus 13.5. And what the heck was my last one?
I gave out Dayton minus 10.5.
Dayton minus 10. All right. Okay. Can I type in here?
Type where?
In this program?
There is the notes section as well. There's also the chat. You may not have the chat.
All right, let me.
put $2 on it.
Okay.
$2 pays $60. That's how I do it. Like, sometimes I go for the home run plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I have the links and everything for FanDuel. I know you sent me that text message. It's like, yeah, I do have it.
No. The link sends you directly to the bet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, click on the link. It sends you directly to the bet. So it will load the bet. You can do that, right? You like, let's just say you like a parlay, right? And you want to share it with me, you just send me the link.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not saying you have to place it, but I'm just showing you the picks that we had. Yeah, you know that?
No.
So in any sports book, once you make a bet, if you go share bet, you copy the link. Let's just say you share with me. Your picks will automatically come up on my DraftKings.
Okay. So I put a half a unit on it.
Yeah, why not? $1, $2. I mean, you never know. Those are the fun types of bets,
Yeah.
They're not going to
So,
break the bank, so.
yeah, and let that be a lesson to anybody who's still watching out there, because we're still live.
Oh,
3
they're
hours,
watching.
43, 3
Yeah,
hours
I'm
and 43
sorry.
minutes. No.
Hey,
But
wait till your first subathon, man. I'll keep you company.
yeah. I thought about doing a marathon gaming stream with Out of the Park Baseball.
Oh, you should. Like, I think my longest was like 20 hours or something. Like, it went by fast, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Just run to the bathroom and hope to God that my fire alarm doesn't go off.
Oh my God, you and that fire alarm. Are you gonna play this week on stream? Try it.
I might.
Should.
I'm gonna tinker with a couple different things.
Yeah, and then I can distract you. We can talk about betting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the one thing I already I did update some of my tags on here on Twitch.
Oh, you did? You finally did. I can't see because I'm on
Hold on.
this
Edit
app.
stream inf actually, here it is.
I'm proud of you. Look at that. Let's
Well, first of
go.
all, the alert that I have on there now, the go live notification.
Yep.
This weekend snow forecast from 0 to holy crap. So I have to change. The thing is, I have to change the tags on here for horse racing on Saturday, since I streamed on here on Saturday.
Yeah, you always have to change them out.
I took the horse racing ones out and I put on here somewhat chill.
You could put girl gamer in there.
5551. No, I'm not a girl.
I always used to put girl gamer. Yo.
I'll put on there SJ made me do it.
Why? Yeah, the tags are really important because that's how people find you.
I know.
Oh man, Joe. I mean, we just learned something new about the sports books with the link. So
yeah.
Let's just say you like a bet. Just send me the link, and it will literally load it up, and I can just pop it in.
Yeah, depending on what book,
Well, yeah, you know what books I have.
Yeah. And if I don't, we'll find out offline.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep you, but I really do enjoy talking betting. Come on,
And we're going to get her, back streaming again.
Yeah, I have to clean the room out so Tito can come in and clean the PC.
Well, if it wasn't for the 1 inch to 2 feet of snow that we're supposed to get here in Philly this weekend. Somebody shared that meme and I ran with it.
Listen, once I get back, I think we can stream or like co-stream or something. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Like, for example, I know if you use Restream, now I know you don't, but
I mean, I don't know what I'm going to use. I don't know what the heck I'm going to use.
if you use Restream,
Uh-huh.
now mind you, it's costs like whatever, I'm not going to say on air.
Yeah, per
But
month or something. Or
I pay for the year in advance.
yeah.
But like when I was down in Florida, when I was on the Bleacher Brothers show, I actually streamed it onto my Twitch as well, but I just let them know. I said, hey, I'm streaming it on mine as well, just letting you know anything goofy happens on my page, I'll handle it on mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can actually just click on the thing and boom, you stream to yours.
Interesting. I mean, I'm willing to check everything out, you know. It's been so long. But yeah, I'm ready to chop it up. You know, I think that's cool. You can get to like stream with other people.
Yeah.
Because like your chat becomes their chat. I don't know. It's super weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
won't
want
get
that.
that necessarily unless you do the directly from Twitch, but
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you multi-stream. That's right.
yeah.
I've never tried that. So we'll chop it up.
We can set it up.
For sure.
Well,
I appreciate you having me. Always, you know, I kind of just kind of crashed the stream, but you know.
Yeah. And the great thing is, even though you've said certain things, you know, I'm not going to say what they are because I'm not getting you into trouble.
The Phillies are terrible.
Now, if we had a full 24-hour network,
oh my God,
I would have to cut off at 11 o'clock. And I could have did that Pat McAfee thing that I've been saying that I could eventually do, where I can cut certain feeds and just keep it on mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but since nobody else is on.
Yeah, that's true. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I got you.
You know, and once I kill the stream, we can continue talking on here. It's just that nobody will see it.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for accepting that invite.
Sir.
And
maybe I'll go to bed before 2 a.m.
And she will. I keep forgetting.
Yo.
She will be on Twitch eventually.
Yeah, but I like chopping it with you in the meantime, you know.
I'm surprised she hasn't said, I need you to help me clean my room.
Oh, it's so bad. There's like
I mean, since I have all this free time.
Listen, I'm so grateful. Ball's Life sent me so much merch. But let's be honest, the big is his box. Wow, okay. The box is as big as me. So I just, you know, I put it in my room.
Wait. The box is almost as big as you?
Yeah.
So you can ship yourself down here to Philly?
Yep.
If it fits, it ships.
I'm so bad. I still have a suitcase that's not entirely unpacked.
Sounds like me.
It's bad. But I appreciate you letting me come on, chop it up.
Glad to have you here.
Always glad to chop things up.
And we could, you know, this could eventually turn into a segment.
I definitely think it could. I think you should definitely add, like, I don't know, let's think, like bold takes, not like hot takes, but like, I don't know, you need something like you need like a spicy segment, you know, where you kind of say like unhinged things, like.
That reminds me, I gotta add that Beware Joe picture I had. Because I had a background here.
Will you be talking about the games before the games this week? Assuming?
I should.
Okay.
No, it's not. I don't know why I'm doing this now while you're on here with me, because
it's okay.
Because You know what? I can bring a stream in, bring a stream in from tools like Zoom or OBS as well.
Wait, what? Oh, we'll have to discover that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not doing what I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to do this stuff now, but it's like stuff that gets into my head and stuff that. Beware of Joe background. There we go.
Well, I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you for the tips, and and that's the thing. Sometimes you come up with these goofy, sometimes you come up with these goofy bits, and the next thing you know, they become part of the show.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we're going to call it a night. SJ will be trapped in.
Huh?
She'll be
Hopefully
trapped
in a dream.
She'll be trapped in Restream.io, even though we're done streaming for the night. So, but
yeah,
I do appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who was watching, even though most of them did drop off because 4-hour stream isn't necessarily a good thing.
Listen, I'm down with it. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, but I do appreciate everybody watching both during and also after, because these will live on in infamy on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever. So I do appreciate everybody for joining me tonight and also watching after the fact. I'm live Monday and Tuesday and Thursday here on twitch.tv/Joe Quills, and also eligible will be live at 10 o'clock looking at the races from Gulfstream Park. Thankfully, I'm not going there this weekend for the Pegasus because it would probably take me a couple extra days to get back. So, but do want to thank everybody. Thank you, SJ. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, AJ. Penguin AZ was here with his Facebook name and all, his real name and all that. So if you ever see Penguin AZ, I call that, that's what it is. So do appreciate everybody. Let's do it again Thursday night at 9 o'clock, and hopefully not for 4 hours. Have a great night, everybody.